Brand new statements. I have you gaping open. Check it out, y'all. Now let's see. Deltron Z, Art Avenger. Let's start the adventure. Pinch up with nerve gas, absurd blast, crash a spacecraft. I'm bio-enhanced. Pyro advanced series, monstrous evolution. Headed tooth and nail, scoop the trail, super sleuth, a new race.
Hey, whoa.
Savage
whoa. Hang on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, Suji Giro, I see your ridiculous comment calling me a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if that's supposed to be funny, or if you're also one of the intelligent commenters that we're going to be talking about today. But, just wait for the fun music to be over before you act like a retard, please. Thank you. That's all I ask. Thank you. Anyways.
World Wide Web, the ebb and flow. Light years from watchful eyes where my thoughts provide objective. The ostracized, the pompous prophecies. Underground societies I ought to lead. Asteroid surfing, castor oil burping. The darkest side of humanity animated. The grand awakening, plan to take it in. I demand your patronage, mobilize my battle takes. With clusters small, empty Austin, empty Mars. Many MCs cruise low Earth orbit. Easier for me to use my search warrant. Drift by a star, absorb it and store it. Leave Taurus, Corvus, my galaxy's gorgeous. Quantum jump, I'm right at your doorstep.
Positive contact. Positive contact.
Perfectly well what it is you're talking about.
Positive contact. Positive contact.
Even if the record skips, I still wreck. Now I catch more wreck with fast ignition. My last decision, pulse amplification. Temper with napalm, I want y'all to stay calm. Alien annihilation, I stay armed to the grill piece and kill beat. 20% matter, 30% is energy. Assembling to become a living being. Evaporative radiation phase is station. I get high as aviation.
Positive contact. Positive contact.
Reactors on.
Positive contact. Positive contact.
Even if the record skips, I still rip. I rise like helium, you're falling rapidly. Trapped in apathy while I track your speed. I'm what you call a legend. Dominance with Armageddon gives me a warm reception. Verbal war with weapons installation. Blow 'em to stardust, distance 12 parsecs. Illusion phalanx with my literary talents. Just a bit of balance, rip the silence of space. All-star systems are our victims. Atomic synonymous with ominous implications of information and entertainment. Cybertech dialect, you gotta earn my respect. I'm like Gamma to amateurs, hit them with a cannonball. And in all this confusion, the fusion of music and mind dissipates translucent illusions. Search the ruins with automator, hit the walls with a carbonator. Hit or missiles just regenerate. The sonic soldiers allow us to demonstrate emergency dispatch. Skyscrapers rip back for the impact. Their flow is mismatched. My style's protected by heat shield and ceramics. Don't panic, I landed on planet Mercury. Gave it atmosphere, set up my headquarters. I'll never get captured here. Wrap your tear, clap your ear with soul sonic, mantronic phonics. Turn your brain to an omelet. I'll hold a comet in bondage with my dominance. Take a space shuttle to escape trouble. Bounce through the Milky Way. Not many MCs feel this way.
Positive contact.
Pedophile contact.
What is it now?
They're all pro-contact. Block them if they're anti-contact.
Even if the record skips, I still rip.
We have a new enemy in town.
God damn it. Well, I started the, like, it fade into the song not happening anymore, but it was like 30 seconds left of the song happening, so we just kind of had to ride it out. We just had to ride it out. Alright, hello everybody. Thank you for joining today. We've got some intelligent comments. You know, and a lot of the time when I'm editing a video, I know I can picture the comments that I'm gonna get, you know, and it's like you never assume it's gonna be. You never assume you're never waiting for you're never sitting there editing it and you're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to the funny comments that I get that are gonna make funny jokes. It's always like, oh, I just know some fucking retard is gonna see this part and they're not gonna understand and they're not gonna listen to the things that I said and they're gonna jump to conclusions even though I said things. So anyways, welcome to the comment stream. We're here to talk about comments that I got on the new video. Someone else in chat even saw it coming. I saw someone was like, I knew this was going to happen with the subject matter of the last one. And already there's some real fucking winners. There's a couple of real good ones already. I made one post about one, which I'm just going to say, you know, I can't prove it, but like, you know the joke where, you know, you're talking about someone and then like an anonymous other person shows up and they're like, hey, that's not nice. That guy did a lot of cool things. And then it's just like, okay, John, we know it's you, John. All right, John, thank you. We know it's you. That's basically what happened with that comment yesterday. That I made a community post about it and I'll read it here in a moment, but, that was basically what happened there. Was like, you know, everybody, like, 99% approval, and then there's been some weird pushback. Thankfully, it's been on both sides. Someone called me a Muppet for not hating all trans people. So that's cool. But there's been some real fucking, like I say, some real winners. It's a real brain trust in the comments of the new video, and, you know, I mean, it's not like I specifically said we should try to make it a smart, mature conversation, you know. I mean, to be fair, people are keeping the slurs to a minimum. I did specify that probably wouldn't happen, and just to try to keep it to, like, minimum slurs. So, I mean, I did get what I wanted. Like, this is I've sowed the seeds of Discord at this point. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We know it's you, John Bolden. Yeah, totally. He's out here hauling boulders with Matt. Going to wedding soon. Perfect timing. You're gonna play this while you're at the wedding? Imagine someone their like wedding dance is just a stream I do. That would be. I don't do that actually. I think I would sue. We're gonna get started here, and let me see. Well, I guess I'll start with the one that I wrote the community post about. As I say, there'll be users later. I don't know how long I'll go because I haven't eaten any breakfast yet. I woke up and I was immediately fueled by desire to bitch intensifying. So you know, I haven't eaten, but we're gonna do some nonsense. That's gonna nourish me, and then I'll have like a Big Mac after. I'll have 3. I'll have 5. It'll be great. But I made this post, and people not liking the thumbnail. By the way, some people have been vocal in saying that the thumbnail sucks for the new video. And, like, I mean, I get it. It's not like it's not like an artistically beautiful thumbnail, right? But, like, I mean, this gets across the point it needs to get across. This is a website that wants to touch kids, and also there's, like, anarcho-communist, transgender gay people. And they all say valid. It's actually, if you watch the video, it's actually a very good thumbnail. The thumbnail is valid. I don't know. I don't care what anybody says. The thumbnail is valid. All right. The thumbnail is valid. But I get it though. It does. It does kind of. On reflection, it does kind of. You look at it and you probably assume it's like I don't know, maybe a different type of video. I'm assuming maybe that's what led to certain types of people not reacting in the normal fashion, I guess is how I'll put it. So this is the first comment that I saw that was a real user. And I posted about this yesterday. I said, we've got our first person trying to morally grandstand about my coverage of the Creepy Predator website being the real problem here. Very cool. And let me see here. And I guess I'll just, you know what I'll do, because you can read it, it's on the thing. I'll just read it for you. I don't want to spoil the posts, because some of them are really strange, and I don't want you to take, like, one glance at them and be like, oh, this is really strange. And I want you to, some of you, I want there to be a surprise for some of you. So this one, you know, a lot of you might have seen it already, but it says, okay, I watched the, you know, hang on, I should put on some music. There should be some music. Hey, fuck it. Anybody watch the new video and didn't know that I also make music? Eat some shit. How about you eat some shit? How about you literally eat some shit? How about you eat a lot of shit and, I think, is it this one? No, that's from like a month ago. What the fuck? I don't even know which music is my own music. I think it's this one. Alright. Alright. Check out Strange Odyssey sometime. Anyways, so this is I'm taking you on a Strange Odyssey right now. Okay, I watched the whole thing, this comment says, and your conclusion makes me cringe. So for those that didn't see it, maybe, the conclusion at the end of the stream clip, at the end of the video yesterday was, and it's not the only thing it's not the only thesis one can come to, you know, that's not the only thesis statement. But my ultimate takeaway as, you know, for the future of mankind, basically, being better than it is now, was, hey, you should probably be more critical of when there's crazy people entering your group trying to, like, you know, shame people into looking the other way when they're doing a bunch of obviously fucked up shit. And, you know, again, that's not that doesn't need to be your main takeaway, but that was mine. You know, I think that too long people have just been, like, forced into, like, they're gonna get canceled if they say that a bunch of weird grown adults, like, intimately discussing sex with children is, like, not, you know, oh, but they're just helping them through their identity crisis. No, it's very strange. I'm sorry, it's very strange. Yeah, that was my takeaway, and it was, again, it's not the only, it's not like the final fucking word on the thing, but that's what I said. And your conclusion makes me cringe. They don't like it. You are commenting on something ignorantly. You completely well, of course I am. I don't know this website. I'm not on the pedophile website, am I? I mean, anyone's gonna just look at this and comment on it ignorantly. Why is that not allowed? You're not allowed to just have a guy on the street look at the fucking window and go, oh, this is insane. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm Donald Glover with the pizzas and the apartment's on fire. Every time. You've completely skated past the fact that this was all gathered on Mastodon, meaning a lot of the individuals being quoted had no association with each other. There are also Nazis and murder fetishists and Zionists on the Fediverse. Why not associate Ezra with every naughty person ever while you're doing that, while you're going this far? Well, okay, so first of all, so that's the first paragraph. And so first of all, I would say that trying to defend your weird website, I mean, assuming that this isn't, you know, let's assume in good faith this isn't Ezra. Like, I mean, it legitimately reads very much like the posts that they had communicating with a person where they're like, Ezra, I'm just asking for clarification. What do you mean by this? And they're like, you're trying to bait me! Stop! It like, reads exactly like that, so I'm, like, it's not really fooling me if it is them, but maybe it's just, like, whatever, it's Twitter, it's the way people type on Twitter. But, okay, so, like, you know, trying to defend this website in some fashion, and, like, specifically Ezra, that's the thing, is, like, it's very specifically defending Ezra. Like, there's just no way that I can't read this and assume it's Ezra. But, like, trying to defend this human being by saying, well, but there's also a bunch of Nazis and murder fetishists on there. That's not better. Like, oh, so the website you're on also is, like, technically associated with a bunch of other insane fucking degenerates. Okay. Good. Great. That is only worse for Ezra. That is only worse for Ezra. I like the use of the word Zionist right next to the word Nazi, by the way. That's just welcome to 2024. Meaning a lot of the individuals quoted had no association with each other. That's another part here. Well, but they clearly did, though. They were all retweeting each other, or repeating them. Like, but that's just a lie. I mean, that the document specifically shows how they were in contact with one another. The document specifically shows how multiple of them are, like, friends with each other, or commenting on each other's posts. One of the mods it goes into who they're, like, dating on there, who's another, what was their thing? They were Schrodinger's existence infini freak. That was one of the mods, like, boyfriends or whatever. I don't know, friends, partners, life, significant others, however, whatever robot speak we use now. Yeah, so, like, no, that's just not true. I mean, that's just not true. There were a lot of people on there. A large part of the document was going into, a large part of the document was spent going into, I don't know, like, just specifically the connections that a lot of these people had with one another. So that's just not true. The next paragraph is quick and to the point. It says, the conclusion is not, people will make bad faith attempts to co-opt queer activism. It's, wow, people still really hate queer people. And that's apparently supposed to be the takeaway, by the way. The takeaway of the pedophile website that we just looked at yesterday was supposed to be that people still really hate queer people. That's the takeaway. I am just not certain how that's supposed to be. Like, I would need someone to directly walk me through the steps required for that to be the takeaway. Like, I mean, I guess maybe you mean from, like, my video, because the next part here says, take the afternoon to read all of the comments and see the effect you're really having. And it does continue here, but, I mean, like, the effect I'm having is showing people your words. I don't understand. I mean, not yours necessarily, but words you seem to agree with. Totally not Ezra. Words you seem to agree with, right? So, like, I'm just sharing that with the world. And, yeah, I mean, I have my opinion about it, but you can watch... there's a lot of videos I watch where I disagree with the person who's doing the video. And usually if I disagree strongly, I stop watching them, but it's like, yeah, you can do that. I'm not the final say on this. I'm not the one brainwashing people. My audience actually isn't mostly children, so, I mean, I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting that out there, but, yeah, I don't know how you would be able to, from what we looked at alone, and I guess not like the meta element of me talking about pedophiles being apparently anti-queer, which, again, if you're taking that stance, it's you that is conflating pedophiles with gay people. It's not me. It is not me. I wash my fucking hand and hook of the whole thing. I'm not the one doing it when you are like, oh, you hate pedophiles? How anti-queer can you get? Like, I'm sorry, dude, that's you. That's you that's saying that. That's not me. You are the one that said that. If you are considering pedophiles queer people, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that's why the effect is the way that it is. I'm not going to pretend that a lot of the people in the comments have been super fucking positive. I'm not going to pretend that everyone in the comments has been like, they're all the opinion bashers. Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you that everyone in the comments has been like supportive. There's been a lot of trans people that have been like, this is awful, you know, and that's great. And then there's been people that have been like, I'm a proud fascist and this is why, and it's like, I mean, I'm kind of hesitant to delete comments like that, because on the one hand, like, yeah, I mean, it is just somebody saying how they feel, right? I mean, like, the whole crux of this debate in a lot of ways comes down to, like, free speech and, like, are these people allowed to just talk about the things that they're feeling? Like, because there's two different conversations. There's the element where the website is fucking loaded with children, apparently. Or maybe a lot of them are feds pretending to be children, but nothing's happened on the fucking site yet, so I assume that's not the case, unfortunately. But, you know, there's a bunch of underage people on that website. And, like, you know, that's a whole other discussion of, like, are these people that are claiming to just be activists? I mean, we all kind of know how we feel the answer is. It's a pretty obvious, common sense fucking answer to me, but, like, are they grooming them, or are they just helping them? Smiley face. Like, you know, but, you know, you can ask yourself that question, but then the other half of it is, like, are these people, should they be allowed to just think and talk about these things? Which is unfortunate. I mean, if you watch all the way to the end of the video, one of the very last thing I say, so it's understandable maybe people click off before this, but the very last thing that I say in the video, before I get into the Patreon part, is, like, at the end of the day, they do have the right to say, I ultimately do think they have the right to say these things and feel these things, maybe not interacting with the children, but, like, it's not illegal to talk about things, right? And should it be? No, but man, you look at this and does it ever get hard to continue to feel this way? Feel this way! Positive contact! It gets a little hard to feel that way. I mean, at the end of the day, if you had to ask me, if it would be like a 51-49 split on, yeah, I guess we do all deserve the right to free speech, but it sucks, doesn't it? Like, this type of shit really convinces you, otherwise. So, I mean, like, yeah, there's two conversations to be had. And I just don't think, I mean, if that's the outcome, I don't know. It's, like, who do you have to blame other than the people on this website? I mean, I guess you can argue the people that went into my video already didn't like trans people or something. I don't think so. I mean, maybe some of them. Statistically, some of them. I know Chud Logic rated us at one point, and he's got some opinions, but, you know, whatever. You know, I'm an open-minded, tolerant leftist who's okay with people having a diversity of opinions. So you see, you know, I don't mind people coming in and saying, yeah, I'm a radically leftist communist and I also condemn this. And also people coming in and saying that they're, like, I don't know, being at least respectfully, like, disagreeing about certain things. That, you know, you could call them transphobes, maybe. There's some in the comments, sure, and we'll read a comment from one who called me a Muppet in a little bit. But, you can call them that. But as long as they're being respectful and they're just sharing how they feel, it's like, if the whole argument that we're having about this website is free speech and people deserve to talk about how they feel, then I don't understand the fucking problem. Like, yeah, I mean, if they're not in my comments hurling slurs and shit, I get rid of the comments that are being particularly nasty, but if it's just somebody sharing their opinion. By the way, shoutouts to the person I didn't think about it. Someone in chat was like, I'm a proud fascist yesterday. And I just banned them because I'm like, oh, that's probably like a weird edgy person. And then I realized that was happening during the part where, like, Ezra was calling people fascists for disagreeing with them. I'm sorry. That was a 24-hour ban. You're good. In a few hours, you'll be good. I missed the context on that one. But, yeah, no, it continues here. It says, take the afternoon to read all of the comments and see what effect you're really having. Well, that's what we're doing. We're reading the comments now. And it continues, are you protecting kids, keeping them safe? Are you teaching people effective queer theory and history? Are you highlighting an actionable injustice? Or are you just pointing an accusatory finger in the vague direction of a bunch of online queer people? And again, it's the use of the word queer is like the overwhelming use of the word queer. It just, again, it's very Ezra. Are you protecting kids, keeping them safe? Well, more than you are. I mean, again, we're going to have to just we're going to have to start operating under the... I'll bring this up now, by the way, so you can read the whole thing. We're gonna have to start operating under the idea that this whole comment was written by someone who's on that website. I mean, and it's like, you know, again, free speech or whatever, I guess you're allowed to be on that website, aren't you? Technically, you know. However, you know, you're talking about, are you protecting kids, keeping them safe? Well, no, I actually specifically, because I don't want to groom children, so I specifically had someone in my live chat yesterday before the stream god damn it, I just did it. Is it a live stream or a premiere? I just did it, god damn it. Before the premiere started, I had someone in the comments in the live chat who was like, yeah, I did this last year in 9th grade, blah, blah, blah. Did anybody else? And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I got rid of them. And they've been lifelong banned. Lifetime banned. And I've said before, like, I mean, I get it if you're 14 or whatever the fuck and you wanna watch some fucking edgy shit on the internet. I've been there. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, don't tell people and stay quiet and don't interact with anyone. And... just don't log in or leave any fucking comments in the thing. People will immediately be able to tell. But like, yeah, no, I scurry the fucking kids out of the video. That type of the shit that I was talking about yesterday was it not any fucking video for people underage to be watching. So, directly, no, I'm not trying to protect kids. That's not the point. Directly. However, a lot of people out there, I don't know, hopefully at least one person saw this fucking video and realized, oh, maybe I don't have to continue, like, you know, pretending that the bathtub HRT with, like, lolly porn on the box is not suspicious as fucking hell. You know, maybe I won't, maybe I don't have to keep pretending that so that I don't get canceled by a bunch of fucking, like, you know, overly enthusiastic online people. That was the goal on my behalf. I mean, it was to inform people that this fucked up website is out there. It was to get the discussion started. And it was, yeah, hopefully some fucking people will recognize that they don't need to, they need to put a line in the fucking sand and be like, yeah, okay, no, but this is bad though. Like, don't groom the kids. That's not a heckin' valid sexuality, though. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's just not. Your right to whatever, you know, your rights end where other people's abuse begins, you know? You know, are you teaching people effective queer theory and history? Again, like, did you see the video? I want you to look at the video. I want you to look at the video. I want you to look at the antis. I want you to look. Do I look like I'm gonna teach people queer theory? I mean, you can make the joke that I look gay, I guess. But no, I look like I'm a straight man. I am a straight. Of course I'm not fucking teaching people queer theory. Look at me. I'm a straight. What do you want me to? I would be like Drake trying to preach about gangsta life if I tried to teach people queer theory. What the fuck? And history. I don't know the fucking history. Why do I need to know everything about you people? You people. Why do I need to know everything about this in order to look at a website and think, oh, that's fucking insane. Do I need all the context? I shouldn't need all the context. If your website can only be understood by a niche community of extremely specific people that have, like, undergone all the same, you know, all the same experiences that you have, I guess, then it's like, maybe you need to evaluate how insane your shit is. If I, as someone who knows nothing about this, have absolutely zero chance of connecting with the message you're putting out there, then that's your fault. That's your fault. Not Ezra. Totally not the person who runs the website. Definitely not the person that runs the website, everybody. Are you highlighting an actionable injustice? Well, actionable? I'm not sure. There's a lot of grooming that's happening on there. I'm sure there's some action that could be taken, but I'm also not really looking to have people take action. I specifically say don't contact these fucking people. I specifically say this is just a video meant to document things. We're just talking about things. You know, whatever people decide to do after that is up to them. I actually did remove a comment that was doxing someone on the site's full name, and I'm sure that's something that doesn't sit well with a lot of people that hate that website. But I don't want that to be in the comments section. I would prefer, you know, to keep the comments clean of that sort of thing. So, like, I'm trying my best. I am really, really, really surprisingly trying my best to be, like, as objective here as I can and middle of the road and not, like, nasty to any side here. But it's like, there's a thing that people don't get, where they get to a certain point of their insane bullshit, and they don't recognize that, like, it's their fault. It's their fault that their insane bullshit is being viewed as insane bullshit. And they're like, no, you're just poisoned against me, bad faith, yada yada yada. And it's like, it doesn't have to be this, it could be Hassan. Like, yeah, I'm sure everyone that has a problem with you is bad faith. It's definitely not just that you have a history of, you know, being a piece of shit. And, like, if you aren't specifically, like, inoculated to that type of behavior from this type of person, then you would immediately look at that and be like, oh, this is insane, you're a piece of shit. So, I mean, yeah, don't blame me that for the fact that other people have seen your words and actions. Words and actions you agree with, at least. Definitely not Ezra, the person that runs the site. Most definitely not them. But other people have drawn their conclusions, and that's about it. That's it. 20 minutes, 20 minutes and 22 seconds, I think that is. How long is that? 20 minutes and 51 seconds. Oh, we're still going for like another, okay, it trails off. Well, yeah, go listen to Strange Odyssey sometime. I make music, it's cool. Let me put on some other music here. Yeah, I mean, the final question there. Are you just pointing an accusatory finger in the vague direction of a bunch of online queer people? Well, accusatory? Accusing them of the things that I'm reading in the document? What do you mean accusatory? It's in the document. It's right there in the document. I don't know how that's accusatory. I mean, sure, I say things, but you're allowed to say things in... Okay, there's a Metroid Prime OST remake. We're gonna try this. I don't know, this might be weird. This might be kind of skibbity, but we'll give this a shot. It's by Sezon, S-E-Z-O-N, capital Z for some reason. Let's give it a shot. If this is like some video game metal shit, then maybe it'll be okay. I don't know. That can be real hit or miss. That can be real. It can be like a little cringe sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I'm allowed to have opinions about things that I look at on my screen. Again, you know, I'm. It's also really interesting. I mean, you know, it's kind of cheeky or whatever, but in the video I specify, I'm like, I just invented this. This is all fiction. It's fiction warning, everybody. Fiction warning. Well, there's a few people that have blown right past the fiction warning. I mean, like, well, I mean, that was a little cheeky, you know, but, like, that's just dead and buried now, because, I mean, like, this is just directly, I guess this is confirmation that everything I looked at there is real, right? Like, you'd think the first responses might be like, oh, it's faked, or something. No, I guess I was wrong in assuming that would be one of the things to, like, consider. Because they are, like, quote-unquote proud of it. They're anonymously proud as long as no one in the real world finds out about it. And someone also left a comment that was like, you know, don't out queer people, it's bad, you're gonna get them hurt if they're trans or whatever, and it was like, well, I get that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking, I guess when they conflate them being sick degenerates with, like, you know, legitimate sexual preferences, when they are talking about, like, drilling holes in dogs and fucking the holes that they drilled into a dog, like, and that being a valid sexual interaction, You know, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. If you're gonna conflate that as being, like, I guess, outing someone for being a zoo sadist, I guess it's the same as, I mean, like, this is the thing. I know I'm one of the straights. I know I look like this. But, like, there's a lot of people that are not, that have watched the video, that are also against this, and it's dismaying to see that the narrative that they're trying to spin continues to be this, like, again, I mean, queer in this, the use of the word queer every time it pops up here is directly including pedophilia, zoophilia, zoosadism, necrophilia, all of that. Biastophilia, so, like, rape sexual. I learned that one, by the way. I didn't know in the video, but I do now. Yeah, this is a little cringe. This is, I mean, it's fine, but it's like the Metroid Prime soundtrack didn't need to be epic heavy metal, dude. Let me just... Like, and I like epic heavy metal, but, like, come on, dude. Come on, hang on. There you go. This is the real beans. This is the real... Like, you do a Metroid Prime soundtrack remake, and you don't even have this part in it. Listen to that skibbity synth noise. Beautiful. 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 Alright. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know about accusatory. It's a bunch of stuff that I read. You know, it's hard to say that I'm accusing them when it's just stuff that I read. No Horny has become a member.
We have a new enemy in
I think
town.
I already did that, but thank you. No Horny, everyone. No sexy. $5 from Garrett. Is it possible that the site itself is a honeypot, but the users are real? Could be why the FBI response has been minimal. Well, I mean, a lot of comments have said that they've been reporting this shit since, like, November. So, I mean, like, yeah, it's, I guess, maybe. It's so blatant, and it's on the clear web. And, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't point it out, but there's a lot of those, like, AAM comments in that video that just read as, like, hello, I am a minor, please groom me, I am totally not a 45-year-old man. You know, like, it's like the worst TCAT baiting I've ever seen. I mean, like, but then nothing's happened, so maybe they're all just, you know, maybe it's just the truth is stranger than fiction kind of deal. I don't know. Oh, that skibbity synth. It's back. It's back. I don't know, but some of them seem like, you know, some of them seem like honeypot shit, yeah. $2 from Pudgy. The music is fitting for this live stream. Well, thank you. Go check out the Strange Odyssey. It's a 20-minute thing that I made. It's music. Listen to it without me screaming. Listen to the bass lines. They're really good. I recommend that thing I made. Go check it out. $2 from Chunk. This is Metroid Prime now, though. This isn't my music anymore. Although a lot of my music did sound like... Did have the Metroid Prime, like... like, noise. Whatever it is. You know that noise? I don't think it's in this song, but it's in, like, every Metroid Prime song other than this one. It's just like a kind of noise. Yeah, it's like every song that I made in that thing has that noise. It's like that's the recurring motif of that EP, I guess. $2 from Chunk. Pedo Wars: Revenge of the Bad Faith. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is some pretty bad faith. We're looking at bad faith here. I mean, this is bad faith in the other direction. So that's the one that's totally not from Ezra. Definitely not the admin of the website. Totally doesn't read exactly like the way they type or anything, and isn't specifically directed at my condemnation of Ezra, which is like weird. I mean, it would either have to be like someone very close to Ezra or Ezra to be like very specifically like, why would you do this? Why would you say this about, like, they name Ezra. I don't even have Ezra in the name of the video. That's not like it's not my goal to call out this one person. I'm not doing a Twitter thread, you know, fucking post 1 out of question marks exposing Ezra for art tracing and you know, whatever. Like, I'm not, that's not the goal. It's the website is the thing. I mean, so specifically centering on the personal nature of it being Ezra is very telling of that comment. They kind of played their hand a little too much, but we continue here. We continue, and I have some that I posted to the Discord. Where was it? Where did it start? I guess it would have been... Well, it was the one here from Fake Ezra. And then there's this one from hours later. I looked at them, and this is a very strange comment, everybody. This will only... It reads, original comment was obliterated. This will only give me more of a feeling that my existence as a gay person means nothing. Ampersand, that I should have never been born. Been born. The poison roll spirits have gotten to me once again. They're loudly screaming in my ears, telling me that I am a mistake and that I shall become nothing, and that there is no redemption. The ends are all ampersands, by the way. Who even am I now? Just another victim of the poisonous spice? Or an error in the system? One that must be deleted and have all traces of it wiped from everyone else? Disposal, destruction, devotion. It's all coming to me. It's all seeping in. The poison roll horror was enough to make me feel more uncomfortable than anything else I've ever seen, before or since. Not even the Velma show can even do a nanobit as much pain, discomfort, and depression than that horrific abomination did to me, as if that show targeted me and other folks like me to off out of existence. If the creator of that thing sees this, that creature knows what it did to me, and is just laughing in the background, waiting for us all to disappear so that the disgusting being can show its true nature. Fuck that person in all of their might. This scummy abomination is an abject horror, abuse, lies, and downright scam-written disrespect toward marginalized groups who will never be able to live a good life because of such a horrid thing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, chat. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what's happening. Creature, you mean a bear? I don't know if it meant me. I don't know if it meant the fucking person on the disc in the video, like in the website. I don't know if it means some other third-party shit. I don't know if their jam is a mysterious fourth option. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is written like a cosmic horror. But the way I described it initially was someone let H.P. Lovecraft choose to be gay. Oh no. And that's the joke that I'm sticking with. So I don't know. You're just manic depression? Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out. Scrappy Doo kills Velma. That's true. That does happen. A third more esoteric thing. I don't understand what that one's getting at, but that does, lead me into, there's an unfortunate, undercurrent of people, and I don't know if this is like, the cynic in me is like, it's all Ezra's people trying to make the comments look bad or something. But, there's a group of people that have been leaving comments to the effect of, like, this is making me ashamed to be trans. This is making me ashamed to be gay, ashamed to be bi. This is making me ashamed to be associated with these people. And I feel really badly about that. I'll show the comment again. I feel badly that it's not my fault. Let me just outright state that that's not my fault, if that's your takeaway from the video. However, I do feel badly about that what we're looking at in the video is so disgusting. I try to make it very clear throughout, and some people legitimately completely missed this, by the way, because they didn't watch the video or something, but, oh yeah, that's the noise. Is this the Flagra noise? No, this is the Parasite Queen. Alright, some of these songs you're gonna hear, when we get to the Flagra song, if you listen to the music I made before, you're gonna be like, huh, did he just steal that? I totally did, chat members, and it was awesome. It was awesome. But anyways, yeah, no, I try to make it clear that it's like, all jokes about heckin' valid aside, it is valid to want to express yourself, and, you feel like you're in the wrong fucking body or whatever. I mean, I get that I'll never fully get it, but, like, I get it, you know? Like, I understand that that's a thing that people do that makes themselves feel comfortable. And the majority of people are not insane psychopaths. Like, if you're on the internet and all you do is look at Twitter, I guess it seems that way, and you look at videos like mine, unfortunately, mine is fuel to the fire of everything is bad and all the people are crazy. But they're not. I mean, it's terminally online sickos. And if you talk to like a real... I'll be honest, you probably talk to like a real communist trans person. Like someone who seems like they would be really insufferable on the internet, you know what I mean? And you like to talk to them in real life, they're probably fine. You know, like it's the internet that does it. It's like the lack of... I don't know, people are just willing to be real fucking annoying on the internet. And sometimes that's a good thing, when I'm allowed to be annoying, it's great. But, yeah, no, I mean, like, I guess I'm just saying, like, it's a minority, you know, it's a small minority, and people shouldn't feel, guilty or shamed or whatever for how they, you know, how they want to present themselves, how they feel inside. I left a comment on one that was like, don't ever feel ashamed of who you are because of some freaky-ass 69 gods. Which, yeah, don't let a group of... It's like... I guess it's similar to, there was probably like, because we know furries are a minority group, by the way. We know that furries are an emergent minority group with some sub-minority traits or something. We'll get to that video eventually. That video is really funny. A guy asking for like 40 minutes what if a furry is a minority. It's a good video. But it's like the furries, I guess, when the Zeus sadism thing happened. And it's like, oh, I feel so ashamed of being a furry. And I mean, like, to be fair, being a furry is very cringe. I mean, like, it is a choice to be a furry. But make no mistake, I joke that, oh, someone let H.P. Lovecraft choose to be gay. It is a choice to be a furry. Like, the whole weird thing about, like, oh, but this is how I identify as, like, a fox boy. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you are ultimately choosing to be a furry, and that's something that you've chosen. However, that being said, you still shouldn't be ashamed of it just because there's some other fucking freaky-ass 69 gods, you know, that want to drill holes in dogs or whatever. You know, I mean, like, hell, I mean, okay, it's not the same as a sexuality or something, or even furries. Well, it's closer to furries, I guess, but there's a running joke, basically, throughout that stream highlight, you know. I'm not calling it a stream because it was a video that premiered. I'm calling it a stream because it was originally a stream that I cut down to be a clip. But there's a running gag throughout that stream, essentially. I didn't even pick up on it until, like, late in the edit. I'm like, wow, this really does keep coming up throughout this. Which is just X-fans on Suicide Watch. And, like, I got hit with it. There was a Wheel of Time guy. There was a fucking Hunter x Hunter guy on there. There was a bunch of pony people. There was at least 3 Homestuck people. Which makes a lot of fucking sense. But, so it's like, you know, by the same token, I'm like, no, not all Wheel of Time people are to be judged by, you know, whatever that guy was. Burn Me on the rape website, you know. That guy does not represent all of, you know, the fandom any more than all of those people represent all of any other thing. There was an original intro that I recorded for that video, and I got rid of it. Okay, I wasn't happy with it, but it said something to the effect of, like, at a certain point you have to, if this reflects poorly on whatever group, you have to kind of just be like, well, this just reflects poorly on the human race, frankly, and just we all take the L. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't look good for trans people, I'm not gonna lie. It's not a fucking great look for trans people, but, like, it's not great, it's brought down the bar for all of fucking society a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's... Meanwhile, this completely insane post. I don't know what what that was getting at, but sure. Let me see here. So, this is not one that I saved, but this is one that Alan Sampson caught, and I did notice this. because I got notified with this response because it was a response to my comment, but I didn't save it. This one here. So the original comment is somebody who named Jack, who says, as someone who worked on the investigation and the document, thank you for uploading this video. FBI and police have endlessly been contacted since November and have done absolutely nothing. The site is still up and still running. Thank you for spreading awareness on this site. And I just said, thanks for the hard work. It was troubling to work on the edit. And then someone responds. And, I can't totally disagree. It's unfortunate, but it's like it kind of got me here a little bit. But I do disagree to an extent. They say, I don't know, man, what do you want the FBI and police to do? Censor them for thought crime? I don't agree with this community, but no one should be censored. Well, I mean, again, I'm gonna lose some people here, but when people were starting to shill wacky woohoo conspiracy shit regarding, like, COVID, you know, and they were extending the fucking pandemic and people were dying because they weren't taking it seriously, you know, maybe those people, I don't know, maybe just a little bit of that could have been censored, a little bit. Maybe Hassan tweeting the Shinzo Abe gun out as a quote retweet at a Republican senator, you know, and radicalizing his insane audience to do some, you know, real world harm. Maybe that's something we could, like, censor that a little bit. I don't know, you know, just a little, like, let's not act like there's never a reason to censor fucking anything. Let's not act like there's just absolutely no reason ever. You know, I'm John trigger warning suck ass Smith over here, but, like, let's not act as if, you know, there's not ever a reason to sometimes, like, I don't know, you know, occasionally there are things that maybe we shouldn't, however, I mean, that's like a moral thing or whatever, that's like a knee-jerk, but, I mean, I can't argue that you're right. I mean, it's a thought crime. Saying things isn't illegal, it shouldn't be, it's a very slippery slope to make it that way, but there's a lot of stuff on there that I would say is pretty actionable. I mean, like, if all of those minors, if even one of them is, like, a Fed pretending to be a minor, I mean, I don't know. One of the things on that website, too, is, and I didn't get into this, but I recognized it, actually, while I was watching the premiere. I'm like, oh, I really should have called attention to this. But one of the things was, in the beginning of the document, and I don't draw attention to it, you can read it, but it is there, but in the beginning it says something, and in the end it references this too. In the beginning it says something to the effect of, to join the site you need to give Ezra and the mods access to, like, not access to, but they need to have your Discord or your Twitter or whatever. They need to have your social media. They need to have your links, so they can quote-unquote verify you. And my thought at first was, is this like an attempt to, like, blackmail people, or maybe if this is some sort of honeypot thing, you know, that would make sense. But then I'm like, oh, but if there are a lot of minors on the site and they have to give you their fucking Discord and, like, you know, platforms they can be contacted on privately, well, then that's pretty fucked, isn't it? And I mean, like, and it's difficult to do anything about it, too, because, I mean, a lot of it's probably not happening on that site. You know, you would need to basically get someone, like a Fed, to go in there. Or, you know, somebody, you know, who happens to be a minor, what is it, a predator poacher, one of those. I mean, you know, I would never condone such a thing. Again, I'm staunchly anti-contact. On that video, you know, don't talk to those pedophiles, don't contact them, don't, whatever, staunchly anti-contact. However, you know, if certain people, like, Alex Rosen or whatever, were to find that, by the way, you just have to know that these people, these extreme far-left pedophiles, are probably Ethan Is Online's audience. I mean, when he's, like, talking shit about predator catchers, you know, and the plight of the old man who was trying to meet the 13-year-old on, you know, in real life. how hard done by is he? It's so rude what Alex Rosen did to him. You know, I feel like these people might, I don't know, feel like they might be on that side if they saw that video, but, yeah, I guess in terms of actionability, you know, the question from Not Ezra earlier about, like, is there an actionable threat? I don't know. Probably not. You know, not on the website, necessarily. I don't think it's illegal to, you know, say these things. But once you do crack down on, like, I mean, if it is, like, a clear website that's, like, you know, a ring of these people, I mean, I think there's an argument that could be made if there's a bunch of minors on there. There's an argument that could be made that it you know, in and of itself, it is inherently, like, you know, just any message on there is grooming, right? Like, there's an argument to be made, you're a 16-year-old, you're on this weird, wacky paraphilia thing with all these adults, they're all attracted to children, and, like, yeah, like, all of that is grooming, isn't it? Right? I mean, so there's, I don't know. I don't know how the specific ins and outs, and it's international, you know. I'm not trying to bring the fucking FBI in here. I mean, I think it would be something you could do, hypothetically. If the FBI hasn't done anything, they probably can't, you know, but, it's, certainly a scenario. It's certainly a scenario. I guess all I'm saying is just, yeah, it's a very tough place to be in, where you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess I have to kind of agree that this is, like, technically legal to say some of some of these things, you know, and should it be, you know, it doesn't feel like it should be, but, I mean, it is free speech, I guess. The only way you can argue that, really, is when it starts to cross over into, that's the other half of the argument, because then the first half is like, okay, but most of the video is me censoring, the reason it took so long, censoring the names of minors that are on the website. So, like, I don't know. I mean, there's a few, it's not just freedom of speech, it's like freedom of speech between, like, sexual speech between an adult and a child. I don't know about that one. So there's that. And then we got this one in the morning here. I woke up and I looked at the comments and I saw this, and I responded, and I didn't respond on the video, on the comment, but I made a post on the Discord. I said, can we make people take aptitude tests or something before transitioning? Because, like, this person is too stupid to do this. And I know that that's a loaded statement. I know that that's gonna spark some attention. However, I said, like, no shortage of, as this person says, like, 10 times, how about clarify all trans people aren't pedos, because your comments are full of bigots that think all gay people are pedos, thanks! He did, like, 10 times. Did you watch the fucking video? Of course they didn't watch the video. They didn't watch the video any more than people who saw that because what it is, they want a reason, they want an excuse to not, like, have to face this fact. I don't know that this person's on this website, like, bite me here, might not be on the website, right? But it might just be someone who's like, no, it's not real, it's not true, right-wing psyop, this doesn't happen. It's like, you know, head in the sand, burying the head in the sand, and like, they want an excuse for it to not be, like, anything they can latch onto of, like, no, of course I didn't actually watch the video, but, like, you know, this is what I'm gonna say to disqualify this whole thing, like the Keffels video with Mudahar, the Mudahar did, where it's like a lot of the people, it doesn't feel like they watched it, doesn't feel like, because if they did, they probably wouldn't have come away from it just being upset that his fucking thumbnail was, like, unflattering to the child molester. Alleged child molester. Just, it's a joke. Hyperbolically joking, saying that Keffels is a child molester. It's not true. It's not true. However, a lot of people, you know, who probably didn't watch that fucking video were just like, oh, thank God I have a reason to disregard what's in there. Because they probably know, they have some understanding that, like, this is gonna be unpleasant, and I don't want to face this. I don't want to face this. By the way, I love that this person is a dog, and then the 2 responses are cats. That's funny. Dogs are getting blown the fuck out right now. Dogs... It's not a good day to be a dog right now. But yeah, like, it's a desire for a reason to, you know, not pay attention. I mean, because it's, like, very early on in the video. This is just an admission that they didn't watch the video. It's, like, extremely early on. By the way, I'm sorry if you hear, like, weird noises. I've got, like, a slinky, and I'm kind of like playing with it. Don't mind me. I've also got like a little yo-yo, but it's like a rubber yo-yo on a string, and it's one of those ones that like you squeeze it and it gets all bubbly. But like unfortunately the string part is starting to fall off, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, very early on in the video I explained that, and you know, and we'll look at another comment that takes issue with my explanation of this, but very, very early on, I explained that, you know, it's not all trans people. I haven't even watched Sound of Freedom. I'm not one of these types of people that, you know, shouts from the rooftops about the trans groomers. But, like, the catchphrase of the stream, of the video, of whatever, of the year, is I don't know how to make what we're looking at not what it is. I can't pretend that it's something that it isn't. Like, what people seem to want is someone like a Hassan who can just look at anything and just somehow spin it into the one exclusive worldview that they have. So you can never be challenged by anything. You know, a lot of these people like to claim, these super liberal, super cool people like to claim that, like, oh, you know, challenge your perceptions, you know, oh, you fucking right-wingers, you need to challenge your views on race, or whatever, like that kind of shit. The classic, smug bullshit that's gonna lead to Trump getting elected again. You know, a lot of them like to say shit like that. And it's like, you don't seem to want to be challenged whatsoever. Oh, by the way, this is the song. This is a cool song, everybody. Check it out. I like this song. If you haven't heard this one and you've listened to the Sky Breathing Fire trilogy, the thing that I made, this song is more or less just right in there. It's like the whole song. I just stole the whole thing. It's great. Yeah, you know, they just want people to reinforce their worldview. They just want people to reinforce their worldview. They don't want to look at this and be like, okay, it's possible that it's possible that a trans can be bad. You know? Like, I feel like we're kind of we're finally getting past it a bit with women. Where for a long time, like, women were this sort of like you couldn't depict women as being imperfect or it would be considered misogynist. You couldn't depict like a villainous woman or it would be like a misogynist thing. So every movie that came out that was trying to be like woke, you know, it would just have these like very, like, occasionally you might have like girl versus girl villain kind of thing, but like you couldn't ever have a scenario where it was like guy versus lady villain or something like that. Like, it was always this weird kind of propaganda that felt like it was trying to make you feel like women could never do anything wrong and couldn't be evil. And, I mean, I really thought we were kind of past that in general. The idea of, like, but they are minority! They must be holy! Which is, by the way, reverse prejudice. People talk a lot about reverse racism, reverse sexism, and it's like, oh, being, like, racist to white. That's not reverse anything. That's just racism. Stop being a fucking terminally online brainlet. Reverse racism. Reverse, oh, he was fucking shit on for being a man. That's reverse sexism, because men invented sexism. First of all, that's sexist, or racist, or whatever, but no, the thing where you are so extra super cool woke that you go fucking around the bend and infantilize people as being basically non-human. Like, they're not people, they can't possibly have thoughts in their brain and have, like, free thought and independent ability to be a piece of shit like any other person. That's impossible. That's just impossible. So, yeah, I mean, there's an element to that, and it's, yeah, they just don't want to have their worldview challenged, I guess. They don't watch the video. I mean, maybe you look at a thumbnail, like, maybe it's the thumbnail's fault. Maybe it's the But I don't know how to make, again, I don't know how to make it not what it is. You want me to not include the trans thing? That's a very, very substantial part of this video. You want me to not include the hammer and sickle? The notable radical leftist politics are a very substantial part of the video. I don't know what I was supposed to not include in that thumbnail, if that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is that makes people unwilling to accept this message of things that are right before their eyes. I don't know. But next up, and I think this might be the last one. I mean, there's probably some other funny ones. There was one guy, I will say, I'm not going to go find the comment, but there was one guy who, he left a comment that was, it was like time-stamping a specific moment around like 30 minutes in, where I guess I like fumbled my words a little bit, I mumbled or something, and it was, I guess he interpreted something that I said in like reading, spoilers, it was him. He was the one on the website, apparently, whose message I read, but, he was like, at 30 something, he you know, he timestamped it, and he goes like, haha, that was a Freudian slip. You agree that some children can consent. Haha, thanks for reading my post. And I didn't delete that. I mean, I didn't delete that. That's still available. That's still on the video as far as I know. Because, you know, again, it's not nasty. It's just them saying they were on there. You know, freedom of speech and all that, right? You're allowed to say that. I guess people are allowed to tell that guy what they think of him, though, if he's gonna post about that publicly. Not that I would ever endorse such a thing. I'm anti-contact, obviously. Yeah, that was one comment. I didn't save it, but I did see it. I did see it. Yeah. This user is the Mumbler Basher. Bussy in bio. So the next one, we have a bit of an alternative. We've been looking at nothing but, you know, what you would maybe very charitably and in good faith describe as a bunch of crazy trans people. This is the alternative of that. This is the other side of that coin. So this is somebody who calls out, and again, the person that didn't see the disclaimer in the beginning of the video, or toward the end of the video, or throughout the video, where I say, it's not all trans people, it's like a small minority of trans people. Well, this person took issue with that. They say, it's not just a small minority of trans people. At this point, it's all of them, you muppet!
And, you can say whatever you want about trans people, but you better not call me a muppet, you piece of fucking shit. You are here because you called me a muppet. It's not because of any other opinion you hold. It's because you're a little fuck. It's because you're a little F-slur. That's what you are. The minority might be the active gaslighting and predatory grooming element, but they're the part of the promoted and approved minority due to their affiliations. And considering the fact that if you're trans but not of the approved kind, your opinions never matter, all the while the majority, those being of the approved kind, have never, are not, and never will call out that same minority, even when the not approved portion points it out. But this is really unfortunately written. I mean, I kind of get what you're getting at. But also, you're a fucking piece of shit. Don't ever call me a muppet again. I will kill your entire... No. Just jokes. But no, I guess I kind of see... I mean, you know, a big part of the video is like, yeah... And there's like there was some pushback. I saw one person saying like... They said like, you're an idiot because gay people, LGBT people already are calling this sort of thing out. And it's like, okay, no, but by saying I'm an idiot, like by condemning me or whatever, by like down-thumbing me, you've only made my point stronger. Like you are actively not you should be as angry as I am and not be upset with me or whatever. Like if you care about your fucking community, you should be upset with them, not with me. Right? So that's like a big part of it, you know? And it's like, yeah, that apparently that is like a minority. I mean, well, no, the minority is the gaslighting predatory kind. But the, like, the approved kind. This is so hard to fucking read. I will show it on the screen in just a second here. It says, there's not much gray areas to play around with, DD. This is where you're coping. Just admit that even when the nut jobs on the right go full schizo, at this point, they're all correct. Yeah, they're okay. They're all correct. That's right. You know, that's the original definition of the word okay, the term okay. The letter okay. Was a deliberate misspelling of the words all correct. So if you would say, oh, I saw what he said, that was all correct with a O and a K. It's very strange. It was like an 1830s thing. I don't get it. But yeah, this is a fine, intelligent specimen of humans who believes that they're highly educated and you know, they've broken the conditioning, they've taken the red pill, right? And that's why they're really smart and they just believe everything the right tells them, right? Really smart human being here. Definitely not susceptible to any kind of propaganda or anything. Even when the right goes full schizo, they're all right. Like full schizo? You mean like Christchurch? Yeah, I don't agree with that. Not sure about that. They've escaped the Matrix, apparently, yeah. Is this the autonomy guy? No, the autonomy guy was a far lefty. This is like a righty, I guess, who hates the trans. I don't know. This is a cool righty, and I mean, like, you know, I specify in the video, this is again missing what I say. These fucking political partisans, fucking idiots. These people poisoned by sides cucking. They've been sides cucked. That's what happened. They've been cucked by the side that they're on. These people poisoned by sides cucking are like unable to. It's like, congratulations, you heard the part where I said a minority of trans people, and you fixated on that. You didn't fixate on the part where I specifically and literally say, I guess the right-wingers were right. Like, I say that in the video. I say it's not all the time, right? But like, yeah, they're right about some things. Absolutely. They are correct to point out that there is sometimes trans grooming that happens. Yes. I point that out. Unable to see that. There's like, I'm coping. It's like, no, you fucking moron. You're just brainwashed. You dumb piece of shit. You muppet. You brainwashed fucking idiot. Certified lover boy, certified retard. Fucking hell. All these people, just unable to, they are not willing to accept that they might be wrong, that there might be something that maybe they could learn about another group of people, or what the other group of people says, you know, something that they say might be right, you know? It's just inability. Inability. Someday when I am God Emperor of the world, I will win in the election. Kamal wants to be God Emperor of the world, but I will win in the election because I have the hook hand. I will rule with I will rule with a swift and iron fist of justice. When I'm president of the world, you know, centrism will be mandatory. You will be mandatorily forced to get both sides of the argument and make up your own mind. You will be forced to. Or else you can be segregated, and you know what the segregation is? Everybody who has, like, extreme beliefs. Everybody. Everybody who, at any point, believes, well, I guess my side is 100% correct, and the other people are all crazy. They all go into the same room. It's one big room. It's like that mine prison in Skyrim. They all go into the mine prison. They all go in there, and you know what? They can fucking sort it out for themselves. Let them fucking figure out their own political utopia. Fuck them. Alright, well, that's about it for the, That's about it for the comments. Again, there's more stupid comments, I'm sure. There's plenty more stupid people. There's probably some good I mean, there's definitely some good comments. I've seen some people that have, you know, said some funny things. Some people that have said some, you know, relatively profound things. You know, it is actually developing. There's been, in spite of all of this, there's been some mature conversation to be had. There's been, you know, I mean, like, but people are so quick to just be immature and freak out. You know, I realize I'm getting more mature. I saw a video from 5 years ago last night, and it made a joke about John Tron being a horrible racist. And 5 years ago, I might have been like, "Oh, really? You're doing this? You're gonna do this now, huh? Oh, that's embarrassing." But now I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's whatever. It's just a fucking joke. Who gives a shit? John Tron did say some fucking stupid things, but he's also allowed to say those things, and that guy's allowed to make that joke. I'm finally mature. I have elevated beyond the point of being a fucking retard. Well, that's not true. That's never gonna be true. But you know, at least I'm better than all of these people. Well, that'll do it for the comments. We're gonna get into some users and stuff here, and I think it's gonna be fun. Sure, Tivy, you know what? We'll do the list after these FOLX. We will. $5 from Folger Kelly. $2 from Tibby. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll do it. $5 from Folger Kelly. Taking away that you should be ashamed to be trans because of this is like taking away that you should be ashamed for owning a dog from the Zeus Adis leaks. Well, yeah, I mean, sure. Or being a furry is how I likened it. I mean, but even that, yeah, just owning a dog, owning a pet is, you know, that's all you really need. Those people weren't even... I don't even know if they were all necessarily furries. I think most of them were. But, like, I'm not certain that they were all... Because it's possible to be a zoo sadist and want to, like, kill dogs or whatever and not have that intersect at all with, like, the drawn depictions of, you know, like, anthros or even, like, feral art or whatever. It's possible. I don't know that any of them were necessarily, but, like, yeah, I mean... Just having a dog, you're right. I mean, and again, I definitely don't want anybody to feel like they should be... No one should ever be made to feel ashamed of who they are. You know? How they feel inside. No one should ever be ashamed of that because, you know, unless, of course, I mean, if you are like a sex weirdo, I mean, if you are born with something in your brain that makes you want to rape dogs... Like, you know, don't. But, like, other than that, like, yeah, no, if you're one of the normal types of, you know, if you're one of the normal types of fucking, you know, whatever fucking person, you know what I mean, and you obviously know what I mean too. It's such a statement where you know that like if anybody heard me say like, you know, the normal types of it's like you obviously know what I mean. I mean the people that are not in their bio saying. There's a really good comment actually. You know what? I'm gonna find it because it's probably one of the top comments here. One last comment here. It's probably one of the top ones. And it was from Exiled Postman. I don't know if you're in the chat, but it was a good comment. It says, "You have to love how the users on that site are on such high horses about how they're all valid and making up all of these rules of morality. Then their own bio says stuff like, 'I am everything wrong with the world, literally insane!'" And I mean, yeah, like you that's what I mean. Is like if you have to if you are describing yourself with this like edge bullshit of like I am a Schrodinger's existence demi-binary gray boy and like all this fucking insane, yeah, you might be not one of the normal ones possibly, but like, yeah, I mean like no one who is not out there trying to hurt people should feel ashamed, or dogs or anything should feel ashamed of that. And I definitely don't think my video, you know, like, to be clear, it's a little sad if that's the takeaway someone has. It doesn't make me feel good, but I also don't feel, I guess, responsible. If that's like the narrative that would be spun by like an Ezra or somebody, like, oh, this video has hurt queer people, DeadwingDork has made people ashamed of their, like, no, not really. It's the website that I looked at that did it. I mean, it's unfortunate that that's the result, I suppose. It doesn't make me feel good, and that's not what I would have wanted, if that is the takeaway someone has. But, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that that's what the website that we looked at did for some people. I don't think it's my fault, though. So I'm both, you know, it's like, sorry you were offended, but also, you know, actually, yeah, that sucks. It's unfortunate. I mean, but on the other hand, there is an element that's like, well, if your entire, like, view of yourself and how you identify yourself is going to be thrown into question because of something like this, like, because of a YouTube video, I don't know, man. You might need to do a little more of the Q part of the LGBTQ and figure out what's going on there. If it's all gonna get thrown into flux over a fucking YouTube video calling pedophiles degenerates, like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It seems like a thing you need to deal with. It seems like a thing you need to deal with. Let me see here. Did I get any funny comments here? Yeah, I mean, I also got one. I will say this, too. There's one from, like, 6 hours ago, and I left a comment on it. Or maybe I didn't. It's not... God damn it. I thought I left a comment on this. I guess I forgot to. There's a comment that says, hey, Deadwing, bro, you got some really sus people in these comments. And, like, why... Okay. Why am I... What is the deal with, like, YouTubers apparently being expected to, like, put out a video and then just, like, meticulously prune their comment? Like, I've been reading a lot of these. It's not like I haven't been reading them. But what am I expected to do? Like, I don't know what you want from me. This is the same shit with that fucking think before you sleep guy. Like, I don't know. It's not my fucking fault that somebody posts a comment on my video. What do you want from me? I delete stuff if I see it and it's, like, nasty. If it's, like, slurs or whatever, I delete it. You know, if I see it. But I'm not spending my whole fucking day, like, weeding through the fucking comments. And I don't understand, like, that's your response? You fucking creeper? I'm sorry. Like, there's no way I can look at it where you have a video. It's calling out pedophiles, and your response is, there's some people in the comments who are being nasty and transphobic. Like, I assume that's what you mean, right? It's like transphobia or something. Like, I guess, probably. It sucks that all those trans people on that site did a bunch of crazy shit. I'm sorry. People are gonna have the response they're gonna fucking have. If it was a straight white guy doing another fucking school shooting, then I'm sure a lot of the comments would be, boy, we need to keep fucking Call of Duty away from every kid named Simon. You know? But, like, it wasn't. That wasn't what happened. So, you know, you're gonna get some people that are gonna have some fucking extreme opinions. Why am I supposed to be responsible for that, but Ezra is not responsible for all of the pedophiles and like, crazy people on that website? Like, Ezra runs that website, but we're supposed to sweep under a rug the murderers and Zionists and shit that were described in that comment as a plus, by the way. That was supposed to be, in some way, meant to exonerate Ezra, is that the website that they're on also has a bunch of Nazis and Zionists and murderers. That's right, Nazis and Zionists are sharing the same space now, apparently. It's good for them. It's just like my worldview. I've put all of the extremists into one thing. Like, apparently they're not responsible for all of the shit that's happening on their website, all of the in plain sight grooming of children. I mean, there's direct comments in the video of a guy who's an adult, whose name is on the site is Daddy, talking to people who are identifying as minors and saying blatantly sexual things about, like, tight little blah 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 and, you know, various things about, you know, bodily fluids. And somehow Ezra's not to blame for facilitating that on the website they run. But I'm supposed to sit here, a website they run that has a bunch of moderators who are also saying things like that and cool with that. But I'm supposed to meticulously fucking, like, sculpt my comment section like it's the fucking statue of David. No, man, people are gonna... Why? I thought free speech was cool. I thought freedom of speech was cool, bro. Hey, Deadwing, bro, some really sus Skibbity Ohio comments in these comments. Yeah, I thought free speech was cool. I thought people were supposed to be allowed to... It's always so weird how it's like, you know, you're allowed to... Like, the people on that website, their whole thing was like, anything is permitted. Anything ever possible is permitted as long as you're not a bigot. Like, your words on the internet might hurt people more than me killing dogs and raping them. You can't make this up. This is what people believe, apparently. So it's like... Apparently it's worse to have these people talking about that, like, it's apparently worse to have people being, like, slightly mean on the internet and saying nasty words. And again, I've been trying to get rid of slurs, so it's just, I guess, mostly people who have the wrong opinions. Like, it's people calmly and, you know, say what you will, I joke about the Muppet guy being a piece of shit, but you shouldn't have called me a Muppet, you're a fucking loser. You lost the moment you did that, but... Yeah, I mean, mostly it's just a fair comment that's calmly pointing out his opinion. It's not like it's an insane, unhinged raving. I mean, like, some of it doesn't make sense. It's not particularly well written, but, like, you know, it's not, like, full of fucking slurs and shit. So, like, why are we expected to be okay with people talking about... There is a post on there that says... Oh, fiction warning. Oh god, I want to do such and such to little kids so bad, and they're undersized asses and blah blah blah. Just disgusting shit. But it's fine, because it's on there, and it's just fiction, and it's just words, bro. But if you say the wrong opinion about trans people in my comments, apparently I'm supposed to, like, bring you in front of the fucking Supreme Court or something. Okay, dude. Sure. Like, this is... I'm just gonna say, this is why people have a problem with you guys. This is, like, not me, again, I'm not doing the generalizations, but when your response to the video about pedophiles is, bro, your comments are being mean to, like, okay, friend, you're not helping. You're not helping. I mean, it's not like I can't be critiqued here, right? I'm not saying I have the end-all, be-all opinion, but that's the only sentence here from this user. And then a little slight frowny face. Not even a full frown, but just the one that's like a, you know, where it's like a colon with a slash. Like, it's like the I'm disappointed in you face. I'm so disappointed in you. Do better. I really should have done better by not allowing people to have free speech near my video. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I really should have done better. It's my failing. I haven't done better. Let me see here. 269 from Exiled Postman. 10 times worse than the Velma show! God, I'm so looking forward to if Dogs Eating Dog 6 eventually makes us a video about Velma. Oh, by the way, fun little update. Let me just find this here. Oh no. Where is the... Oh no. Okay. There... I couldn't find it when I just looked up the whole name, but... Yeah. Guys. Okay, I can't show this in a way that looks good, but here. We'll zoom in like this. Guys, look. In fact, enjoy. I'm gonna play this song. You know, I told you guys I make music, right? Check it out. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab a drink. But just enjoy. Me and Blackbrains made this cool song. And Super Origami Kingdom has posted a fire emoji on it.
I'm about to say...
I'll be right back.
Super harsh things!
We have a new enemy in town. We're going to rent on a user.
As I ran with my homeboy, Shadow the Hedgehog, I look at my life and realize I'm in a fog. 'Cause I've been consuming media for so long that even my wife thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never canceled kids that didn't deserve it. Bashing on opinions, you know that's unheard of. You better treat me right and be kind, or you and Your homies might break my mind. I really got a rant, cause you got exposed. But they all know you said the N-word 6 years ago. Fool, I'm the kind of G with little homies that I like. In my comments day and night, praying I'll review food fight. Been spending most of their lives living in a user's paradise. They all like to bitch and fight, living in a user's paradise. If I'm Vegas takes outside, living in a user's paradise. Such lonely empty nights, living in a user's paradise. We got a situation we'll all be facing. A new villain in my sight, now we enemies for life. So you gotta be down with my dumb stream. All the darkest in his comments better not be mean. I'm an overgrown child with an ignorant mind. I act 13, but I look 35. And I know my wife lives full of kids. The loud house is hot and your pictures are mad full. Life ain't nothing but a media circus. Buying every new game, but it doesn't seem worth it. I wanna die now, but I'll miss Shrek 5. I guess the only choice is stay alive. Tell me why are we so glued to our TVs? And the shows that I love are for big boys like me. Been spending most of their lives living in a user's paradise. No dad to give advice, living in a user's paradise. They never go outside, living in a user's paradise. And they hate Peter Griffin's wife, living in a user's.
Take it away, big boy!
Players and the users and the rams, comment after comment, waited by 3 hours. Everybody ran, what happened in his feelings? His crab boiled in the kitchen, comment to a puke. I say harsh words, modern Peter preaching. If they are some users, how can they really change? I guess they ran, these villains won't, they moved in town. That's why I know my enemy, I love fool.
Keep spending most of their lives living in a user's paradise. I like trains, I like trains, paradise. Train boys and those blue skies, I like trains, I like trains, I like trains, I like trains, I like trains. I'm sorry. Can you please help me? I am searching for body tapes and DVDs.
So... Oh, wait, hang on.
No story, no motive, no reason, and no background check.
We have a new enemy in town.
So thank you to Origami Kingdom for reposting that. I appreciate it. The one comment there is just saying, like, no way, this is lit! Thank you. Good looking out, homies. I appreciate the endorsement. I mean, shit, I guess at this point, you know, I'll tell you what, the next, like, serious music thing I was gonna make, that was gonna be, like, a follow-up to Strange Odyssey. I wanted to do it with, like, vocals and stuff, you know, make, like, another, like, EP or something. It doesn't need to be, like, a whole thing. It doesn't need to be, like, hours of music, but just, you know, a couple songs. And I wanted it to be, like, with vocals, and have them be real songs. But definitely one of them is going to be another user song, I think. I don't know which one. I think we joked about it being, Cats in the Cradle, where it's like from the perspective of, but it's like from the perspective of the dead father looking down on his son and being ashamed, being embarrassed that his son is like a piece of shit who just watches Blue's Clues all day. I think that was the angle we were going to go with it. I don't remember. But there's a few options. There's probably a few options. There's been enough suggestions of user stream titles, like user puns, that are based on songs where I'm like, 6 degrees of inner users. Yeah, you know, like, I mean, it could be anything. Comfortably use? I don't know. Are you winning, son? Yeah. Yeah, so I'll do some normie bop, and then we'll do a user song as well. That'll be like that'll be the final song. It'll be the bonus. Let me see here. Vector Equinox, or Equinox? I feel like I've said this before, and I feel like it's the first time I've pronounced it as Equinox. That's weird. What's wrong with me? Has been a member for 4 months. Sure is a shame that the government absolutely and entirely refuses to do anything about these actual criminals admitting to their crimes. Well, that's the tricky part, isn't it? Because it isn't really necessarily an admission of crime. There is the one person who says that they masturbated in a ball pit, and they almost got kicked in their girl cock by a 12-year-old. That was one thing in there, and it goes into some detail to make it seem as though it's real, but I mean, the whole conceit of that thing is, haha, it's all fiction, it's all just fiction, it's not illegal to have fiction, you know? So, it is an unfortunate nebulous gray area, and it's hard to really have a definitive, like, answer. I mean, ultimately, definitively, you know, pedophiles in jail, or whatever. But, in terms of, like, where do you come down on this? I mean, you would have to restrict free speech ultimately for like everyone if you were to. This is what I mean, where it's like we can't have nice things. Like I always say, nobody wants to take their fucking shoes off at the airport, but we all have to now because some fucking Arab guy decided to get a funny idea like 25 years ago or something, and I'm frankly sick of it. I mean, I'm frankly sick of it, but you know, it's we can't have nice things. We used to be able to like smoke everywhere. Look what happened there. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, $2 from Tivy Tuvies. Yeah, we'll look at the list. Sounds good. $5 from Ajwa. Imagine being from a country that makes one of the most beloved troop of characters by kids and adults alike into an insult. Bit cringe in it. Most beloved troop of characters by kids and adults. Who are we talking about? Am I missing something? Oh, the Muppets. What is that? I mean, is that really a country thing? Him calling me a Muppet, was that like a regional thing? That was like a country thing? I wasn't aware that's like a country thing. Well, I didn't make the connection to Muppets because, like, I didn't recognize that was like that guy was like representing Ireland or whatever. I don't know what country I don't know what country that's supposed to be from. $5 from Jafer. The reality is that there is an obvious double standard that has been made the norm. Defending this website has done nothing but give the right ammo. Yeah, I mean, there's a double standard. There's a lot of double standards. You know, I mean, all over the place, that's for sure. In this case, definitely. And I mean, like, the right, you know, unfortunately, it doesn't help that they are also a bunch of screaming retards. Like, yeah, they might have some points. There might indeed be some trans people grooming kids, but, you know, when most of what you're hearing is, like, pronouns guy, yeah, you're not really going to pay attention to that any more than you're going to pay attention to the fucking heckin' valid sweeties with the pronouns in the bio. You're not going to, you know, it's two sides of the same coin. I mean, they've both formed, you know, what happens to one of you will affect the other. You must understand this. It's become a fucking dyad in the Force. So we're going to get into it now. We're going to move along from the skibbity subject matter. We're going to get into users. Users Paradise was supposed to be the you know, the transition. By the way, no pun intended, the transition. By the way, they have removed all but 5 of their videos from Origami Kingdom. I guess because Tamatoa was involved in a bunch of them, and Tamatoa's, you know, a groomer. And he got exposed and everything. So I guess they're just down to all of the ones that don't have Tamatoa in them. I hope people were able to save them, because, you know, that's
That's vital. But they're now Super Origami Universe, by the way. And they're gonna be right back. I really hope they are. They haven't had a new video in a while. Come on, guys. You can do it. Return. Rise from the ashes. Just make sure Jason Gomez is there. He's important. Apparently, Jason Gomez did not like the User's Paradise, which is unfortunate. I hope it's just like a Tupac, not Tupac, Coolio Amish Paradise situation. Where apparently Coolio fucking hated Amish Paradise until he, like, actually listened to it 20 years later, and he was like, oh, this is actually really funny and good. So, you know, hopefully Jason Gomez has a come-to-Jesus moment where he comes to Jesus. Let me see here. Let's see. So I understand you've added, like, a whole new thing with priority. Means it's likely to be a very funny segment. I see the priority for the world's angriest Splatoon player. Unless that's a different video, we have... Oh, it's a whole playlist. Yeah, we have watched him. I forget his name, but I know who you mean. It's not Spax 3, but it's like Spaz 12 or something. It's something similar. I don't know. Another one? Hang on. Okay, this one isn't a priority, but this one sounds good. Hang on. Another one? Oh, and this one's from... Oh, well, I'm not watching this. I'm just... Yeah, there's a video from this channel. It was labeled on the list as another Paw Patrol is Copaganda rant. Which sounds funny, but this is, like, sort of a real channel. It's sort of a real channel. I think I've watched something from Skip Intro before. Probably a retarded opinion, but, I mean, it even has hashtag Copaganda. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't think I need to watch that, though, necessarily. It's over an hour. If it was shorter, maybe, but I have a feeling, and unless somebody can confirm that video is very funny, but the like ratio is like mostly positive, so it's probably just like, you know, it's probably mostly agreeable, but a bit retarded. I don't know. Here's one called "Why Do They Talk Like This?" Well, that's not what it's called, but that's what it's on the list as. Top 20 worst shows, in my opinion. This is from Clancy the Awesome Dude 2. It's really unfortunate that Clancy the Awesome Dude 1 was already taken, you know? That's a shame. Maybe it's a second channel, I don't know. Let's watch.
Hey guys, Sesame Street at FTW Underground.
Sesame Street! Okay, I see what you mean.
Ernie FTL here, and welcome to my
What's your name? What's your name? Sorry, what's your username?
Hey guys, Sesame Street at FTW Underground, Ernie FTL here, and welcome to my top...
What? I'm sorry, what is your name?
Hey guys, Sesame Street...
Sesame Street...
FTW...
FTW...
Underground, Ernie FTL here.
Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those X for the win, Y for the lose kind of things. I see.
And welcome to my top 20 worst shows in my opinion.
In my opinion.
And I'm not adding...
No, it's not a joke. He's got 200 subs and it's from 4 years ago. It's not a joke. Although the comments are off and people did not respond positively to this, so
Bonamy or the Knock Knock show on the list because I'm losing my hatred on those shows.
Turn on captions. I'm losing my hatred on those shows. Alright. What does the caption
guys,
say?
Sesame Street at FTW Underground, Ernie FTL.
It gets the name. The captions have successfully deciphered usernames.
Here. And welcome to my top 20 worst shows in my opinion. And I'm not adding Robotomy or the Knock Knock show on the list because I'm...
See, like, I put on the comment, the captions, and it just distracts me. I get hung up on reading the fucked up captions, and I'm like, that's not what he said. What did he say? And then he said, like, 5 other things. It's not good. I can't do the captions.
Losing my hatred on those shows.
Losing the hatred on those shows.
I will lose my hatred on...
Oh, we have a response to Ouija Pie, by the way. You guys remember the Ouija Pie, How do they get worse for Drake? Why don't you like Ludwig? Oh. We remember the Ouija Pie video that was about how one of the big Mario adult channels with like 4 million subs is like, you know, a 2024 Discord groomer, which means he was like 17 and the other person was 16 or something. He got outed for that, so I guess there's a response. That sounds good. Maybe we'll need to look at that. I don't know about doing that today, but, you know, maybe we'll do a little drama allegation stream sometime soon.
Lobotomy on July 12th, and I will lose my hatred on the Knock Knock show after I lose my hatred on Robotomy. Anyways, let's start. Number 20, Dorbies. Oh my god, this show sucks. This show is a huge ripoff to...
I wish it was 20 entries and each one was Dorbies? More like bad! You know, the way they all make those videos. Unfortunately, we didn't get that.
VeggieTales. Don't watch Dorbies. Watch VeggieTales instead. Number 19, Linus the Lionhearted. Oh my god, this show sucks. This show is a huge ripoff to Mickey Mouse and Looney Tunes. Don't watch Linus the Lionhearted. Watch commercials from cereal mascots instead. Number
Lose My Hatred is the hot new sequel to Lose My Insanity. That's true. Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies.
Oh, you fucking Muppet.
2018. Oh my god.
How can you not like Muppet Babies? I bet you also hate trans people.
Show sucks. This show ruined the original Muppet Babies. Don't watch the reboot. Watch the original instead. Number 17.
So what's the deal with the fucking trains? I like trains. Why are there trains? Does he just need to have a reminder of the thing he likes? Is this like, you know, Chris Chan had the Britney Spears poster to keep him straight? Does he just have trains to remind him that he likes trains? Because I thought the trains were relevant to the show, but now he's like 3 shows later, and clearly that's not the case.
Littlest Pet Shop. Oh my god, this show sucks. This show ruined the reboot of Littlest Pet Shop for 2012.
That's the Avatar? Oh, it's 3. Which one of them is the Avatar? Is it 3 different? Is it like Sonic Heroes? Okay.
Don't watch the original or the reboot.
It says do it for her. Okay.
Watch the reboot from 2012 instead.
The only thing that gets him out of bed in the morning is doing it for his train friends. Oh, that's adorable.
Number 16.
Pokemon.
Oh my god, this show sucks. This show is a huge ripoff to Transformers. Don't watch Pokemon. Watch Transformers instead. And so
ripoff of Transformers? What? Because it's an anime? Oh, that's an interesting one. I always enjoy I always enjoy some of the specific criticisms that people like this can come up with, where it's like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's a ripoff of I literally only because it's an anime, I guess. I mean, what other way is it a ripoff of Transformers?
Also ripoff of Digimon, which was bad enough.
Ripoff of Digimon.
Number 15, Sailor Moon.
Oh, Sailor Moon also ripped off Transformers.
Oh my god, this show sucks.
Oh my god, this show sucks.
This show is a huge ripoff to Dragon Ball Z, which was bad.
No, I knew it. I said Transformers. I should have called Dragon Ball Z, because that is historically man Sailor Moon, right? That's boy Sailor Moon. Like, that, it was around the same time, similar kind of, you know, age demographic, similar time slot or whatever. Yeah, rip-off of DBZ, huh? How, really? Again, I guess it's just because it's an anime, I guess.
Enough. It's too anime-ish, and it's a rip-off of Strawberry Shortcake.
It's a okay. Is that true? I mean, is there any... Did the mangaka ever say that she was inspired by, like, Strawberry Short? I don't think that's true.
Don't watch Sailor Moon. Watch Strawberry Shortcake instead from my childhood. Number 14.
Because he watched Strawberry Shortcake in his childhood, so that makes it better. He didn't watch Sailor Moon in his childhood, so it's bad.
Handy Manny. Oh my god. This show is the worst. This show is a huge ripoff to Bob the Builder. Don't watch Handy Manny. Watch Bob the Builder instead.
Which is from his childhood. No, you're wrong, chat member. He's not just... No, you're wrong! By the way, By the way, new Arion album, new fucking Arion live album, not new album, but it's live version of 01, the 2008 album, 01011001 to be specific. So check that out if you're into that sort of thing. But no, you're wrong, chat member. It's not just that he is going, oh my god, this show sucks, and then saying it sucks, and then moving on to the next one. It's that he specifically also compares it to another show that he is like a ripoff of or something that is better. Like it's like you watch this and you're supposed to, I guess you're supposed to you're supposed to walk out of here having been groomed. New definition of grooming, obviously. Having been groomed into having the right opinions in shows. Like, don't watch this anymore. Watch this other show instead. It's the better version of this. But, like, Handy Manny? Okay, to be fair, that does sound like it's probably a ripoff of Bob the Builder. That does sound like it would probably be similar to Bob the Builder, to be fair.
13.
Alright, so I think the whole rest of the video is gonna be this, but what else is here? Jimmy's Head, Jake's Jungle, Wonder Chosen, and Problem Solvers, and okay. And these are like tied for his top 3, I guess. He really doesn't like Wonder Chosen. That's, well, I haven't heard about Underground Ernie, but I guess people don't like it. Thank you, Clancy. You're a pretty awesome dude. I wonder what Clancy's up to. Clancy has a 7-second video called The Coronavirus. Alright. 2020 in a nutshell, you sicken me, COVID. And I think people down-thumbed it because it was COVID. I think they down-thumbed it because it was a coronavirus. Not even because they disliked the video, but because they thought maybe that was like, I don't know, like voting on the coronavirus coming back for season 3 or something. My rants, Phoenix Games sextuple rant. Uh-huh. It also watches Tennings, I guess. My rants, The Adventures of Patty the Pelican. Oh, here he is. He's doing an ASMR kiss. Oh boy. ASMR, everyone. Right. That's a user. This user over here. That user over there. I got some orange juice a little bit ago, but I haven't had any of it yet. This one is priority, apparently. I think I saw people talking about this one before, so maybe I did miss this one. Yeah, somebody has mentioned this channel. I don't know that it was necessarily this video, but this channel has come up. This is another video about coronavirus, actually. It's called Barefoot is Legal, Coronavirus COVID-19 Facts. Real, barefoot is legal. People have been asking if wearing sneakers with long socks will help with coronavirus. The answer is false. We do not have gills on our feet. We do not cough, sneeze, yawn, spit, or have lungs on our feet. This is a respiratory disease. You can get free vitamin C from the sun while walking barefoot outside in the grass. Please look for us on all the social medias. Oh, okay. Barefoot is legal, everyone.
All right. Hey, looks like we're on. Great. Hey, this is proof from Freedomizer Radio and Barefoot is Legal. Just out on my daily walk with the Chewbaccanator. I'm going to move the camera around. So, Chewbacca, hey, you always try to get in my picture. So, there. Sit. See, he could sit. Alright, anyway, just one...
I did not see that he was able to sit. So this is an unfortunate appearance. I mean, not to be a bully, but... You know, he kind of looks like... He kind of looks like a Sangi. I mean, he has that, like, wispy, thin, long hair that it's like, you should just shave your head or something at this point. You look like a drummer.
I'm going to jump on here real quick because I've had people that try to share with me that not only is going barefoot going to give you coronavirus, but you should be wearing sneakers and long socks everywhere you go, and including in the house. And that's the opposite, actually, of what we should be doing. There's been several news reports, news sources that share that going barefoot is actually cleaner than wearing your shoes, because most people just wear their shoes all day long in the house, out of the house, in the well, not the restaurant so much anymore, but they could for takeout, I guess. But
it almost feels like if Larry David was like a barefoot advocate. There's just something about the way he talks just reminds me a bit of Larry. Yeah, apparently these are people who they have this activist desire to, I guess it's like no shirt, no shoes, no service. They want to change the second part of that, I guess. Barefoot is legal. I don't know, the problem with that is like, you know, like there's some things where, yeah, I mean, do we need to all wear clothes? Not really. Societally, we're all forced to put on clothes, right? Technically. We don't need to, right? Like, it's the summer almost. I mean, like, it would be really nice to just go out, fucking let it all hang, you know? That'd be great when it's like fucking, you know, 100 American degrees or whatever out there. Because I know you all, I'm Uncle Tomming for Canadians right now, and I'm America washing our beautiful Celsius system. But yeah, no, I mean, when it's a very hot day, sure, it'd be nice to go out with no clothes on or whatever, but you know, or with no shoes, you know, but it's another one of those slippery slopes. It's like, I think we need to just be okay with people having to wear clothes as like a baseline. Like shoes too. I don't know. I mean, if it's summer, maybe it's fine. Whatever. But like, there's a lot of reasons why people don't want that. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, it's like, are we born wearing shoes? No, but we're not born wearing anything else either, and we still need to wear. It's eventually you're just gonna get no pants is legal too. It's like, you know, that's gonna happen. This is sometimes the slippery slope is the real slope. Sometimes it's a real slope.
They'll wear them while walking around Walmart, and then they'll wear them everywhere else, including the house, and they have germs already on them, so it's much easier.
Well, someone says, Claw, I need to step on used needles and shit when I walk to 7-Eleven. Here's the thing. That's funny. If you were to do that now, you know, go out barefoot, you'd probably have a pretty rough time of it. But the idea, I think, ultimately is that, like, I mean, when we were all, like, nomads, you know, a lot of us didn't have fucking shoes, and our feet would develop, we'd become like hobbits, I guess, is like, if we just didn't wear shoes, our feet would probably get, like, really rough on the bottom and become more durable, and, you know, it wouldn't be so uncomfortable after, you know, like a year or two of walking barefoot everywhere. You'd probably wind up being okay with walking on concrete or something, you know. I think that's the idea. I mean, I don't know how much that would really affect you. I mean, I think ultimately you would still probably want some protection from, like, used needles and rocks and pebbles and shit. Like, I don't think you could put on as much fucking, you know, as much toe leather as you want. You're still gonna need that.
To clean yourself with a paper towel and spray bottle, or a baby wipe, or just hose yourself off in your front yard and just clean up. Go walk in the grass, which is what we're doing now.
He looks a little like Cobra.
That's what we do every day here. We go grounding for 20-30 minutes a day.
I mean, I don't think anybody gives a shit that you walk in the park with your shoes off. That seems very normal. I mean, do it at your own risk, because there probably are needles and shit, you know, but, like, that's fine. There's no stigma against that, really. I mean, maybe there's, like, some rando who has an issue with it, but whatever. I mean, it's a park. That's fine. If this was more about, like, going in, so this is a video about coronavirus. He's telling people, apparently people thought that you would get COVID by not wearing shoes or something. I don't know. People got some weird ideas. For some reason, it's like it was the only thing the news reported on, but nobody knew what the fuck was happening. And they just, I'll never forget Herbie Hops being like, I'm the one risking my life going out there in the coronavirus air. Okay, dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he makes plotagons? Are you fucking serious?
Hello, sir.
I wasn't expecting this, chat.
Yes, can I help you?
I noticed you are not wearing shoes.
Don't
This
tell.
is like the fanfic and then everyone clapped situation, I guess. Is this what's gonna happen? Like he's gonna become like a hero, like a martyr for not wearing shoes or something? Is that
Tell anyone.
I don't know.
I don't want to get yelled at.
It's okay, I am barefoot too. I hate wearing shoes.
Going
Never
barefoot
mind.
is much healthier than wearing shoes. I don't know why more people don't do it.
Okay, I'm not watching this though. I actually don't care. Where is all this glass? If any of these places tell you there might be glass on the ground. Okay, this is like a whole conspiracy. So this is, I guess, the people, the chat message that was like, but there's glass and rocks and stuff. Well, there is. Like, just recently, in fact, I noted that I stepped on glass, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that didn't go through my shoe. Like, if you live in a city, there will be, glass. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Let alone, like, needles and, like, weird rocks and shit. Business bank.
People by nature hate wearing shoes. However,
God.
we are conditioned to think that everyone is going to yell at us.
Why did they black code the... Okay, no, okay. I saw a lot of, like, characters who all look like, you know, like white people, and then these two here. But then, yeah, there's this lady who's also... Why is she pregnant, though? This is very strange. It's like very deliberate choices being made in the type of... And then these old guys don't fit with the other aesthetic at all. I mean, none of these characters really fit with each other. Their depiction of shoes is just like these, like, beakers. And clearly someone who just really, really likes feet. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it would be nice if this person would just be like, now, is it also my fetish? And you can be like, yeah, okay, so it is. So, I mean, you know.
Because we don't have shoes on. They tell us that
Everyone's
there might be
different
glass
styles.
on the ground. If this glass was everywhere, as they all say, wouldn't we do something? Over 95% of stores don't judge people for clothing. They just want your business.
So what's the fucking
But
problem?
sometimes the shoe police do come out. And they try to push, well, there might be glass card. But they've never...
Because they do not expect you to debate this! Yeah, they don't expect you to be an insane psychopath, probably. And become, like, Vosh over fucking wearing shoes. The shoe police. So, I mean, 95% of the time it's not a problem, so why are you even making a video about it? Because 5% of the time some people get up in arms, who cares? Just tell them to fuck off. Tell them it's a free country. I mean, like, even in what he depicts here, he's outside, or it's these two people, they're outside, and the shoe police are these, like, for some reason one of them is a cyclops, but they're outside of this 1800s department store, and they're wearing no shoes. So they're outside, they're not even indoors, it's not even a scenario of no shirt, no shoes, no service, it's they're outside. Just tell them to fuck off. Like, if you're in this scenario, and if you're outside... I don't think there's any law against it. It really just seems like insecurity, ultimately. Like, who cares what... In this specific scenario, I know this is just an example, but, like, as we're looking at this, it's like, okay, they're outside, and these are, like, kids. This is like Kuno from Disco Elysium, so like, just tell them to fuck off, flip them the bird, and walk away? I don't know, who gives a shit? Why are you making, like, a whole video about it?
But sometimes the shoe police do come out.
Oh, hey,
and they try...
Brains, thank you again for... Brains is the one who brought to attention that we've been noticed by the big ones, the big guns, you know? We played... If you weren't here earlier, I don't think, but we played We played User's Paradise on stream because, yeah, they fire emoji'd us. We're officially on Origami Kingdom Records. Not really, but they fire emoji'd us, so shout outs once again for your part in the song and for bringing that to my attention, because surprisingly nobody had mentioned it yet. You'd think somebody would have brought it up, but no.
The push, well, there might be glass card. But they've never been challenged on it before. Why are so many people interested in your feed?
Why are you?
If you're buying a hamburger, a takeout pizza, a winner chicken dinner, an ice cream cone, and they tell you there might be...
This is a good channel. I like this. He's got a unique way of speaking. The videos are edited in a good way. There's like effort put in here. And I mean, like, there's actually a discussion to have. I mean, like, yeah, you're not born with shoes. There's not really any reason to have to wear them necessarily. It makes less sense than, like, having to wear pants or, I mean, even a shirt, really. But there are practical reasons why they are worn. Doesn't mean everyone should. But ultimately, it's just like, you can just not wear shoes and just do that, I guess. I mean, like, you can do... Who gives a shit if some people... I mean, it seems like insecurity is what has driven this. Like, they're very... I mean, at least in this video, it's very, like, insecure about people, you know, not... I guess it's because if you go walking around without shoes on, you probably get a lot of fucking looks. You probably get a lot of people thinking you're a wacko or you're homeless or something. So, you know, I guess it probably comes up a lot. I'm probably not considering that it does. It probably comes up a lot. So, I mean...
Look them in the face and ask, what glass products do you sell? Requiring shoes at the bank because of broken glass is like McDonald's requiring helmets in case ceiling tiles fall on your head. McDonald's require...
Can we appreciate the quality of this meme? This is like something your grandpa would send you by email in 2006. Maybe that's a little old, but this is like, oh really vibes. Jesus.
Wearing helmets in case ceiling tiles fall on your head. Insurance companies do not write dress codes for customers. If in the rare event of there being glass on the ground, we know how to report it, avoid it, and not do Michael Jackson's moonwalk in it. Should everyone be required to wear eyeglasses? Someone might poke your eye out. Or to prevent things from falling on your head, we should be required to wear some...
You know, it's a weird scenario where I'm like, you know, I can't argue with most of this. It just seems like you're being kind of pedantic and you're, again, like, kind of, you're kind of just being, like, really insecure. However, I mean, ultimately, it is just funny. I mean, this is just silly. Like, it seems like you're very upset about people telling you should wear shoes. It's very upset.
Visor. Well, we are told to wear something as thick as 3 sheets of newspaper held on by a hair tie so nothing falls on our foot. We have even had businesses tell us, well, you can't be in here barefoot because something might fall on you, but if you have socks or pantyhose on, that will... But dude, until barefoot is legal, no one has ever questioned. Has anyone ever been kicked out of a grocery store for wearing shorts? You can scrape your knee on a shelf.
It's a lot of whataboutism, which is occasionally valid, but when your whole argument is that, I mean, it's not really great. Hurting themselves over going barefoot in a store. Well, no one's gonna... It's not... This is like a weird argument. It's like... The glass thing is not happening in a bank. I don't know who told you there would be like it would be that Gex 3D level where there's like fucking falling like safes and fat women and like construction equipment and stoves and shit that you have to like dodge. I don't think it's gonna be that when you're in the bank, dude. Like, I think it's, if you're gonna have glass on the ground, it's probably gonna just be on the ground outside. Like, it's probably going to be on the sidewalk or in the grass or something. It's probably not going to be
Why would there be... You're right. I mean, this is a non-argument, because it's like it's like a straw man of something that's not happening. Well, no one is really saying there's going to be a bunch of fucking broken glass all over the place at, like, Walgreens. I mean, I guess maybe, but, like, usually in that scenario, someone's cleaning it up, right? Usually, if we're talking about broken glass, it'll be like you're walking in a back alley, like, cutting through from one street to the next or something, and there's like a broken bottle, or there's some random broken glass, like some vial has been smashed, there's anthrax in it, whatever. Or like needles and stuff. So again, the whole video seems like it's based on addressing an argument that's not being made. So I guess that's straw manning. I don't know.
We opened in 2015. There have been exactly 0 insurance claims with Barefoot is Legal. Most stores welcome us in with no problems. And everything you heard about glass being literally everywhere is myths and old wives' tales and fake news.
And the truth is just fake news.
But you don't have to wear a cheap piece of rubber under your foot just to buy something. Or even worse, a plastic bag.
Who is wearing plastic bags? What are you talking about?
So, don't be afraid to go barefoot someplace. Because if
figure out how to edit your video and then, like, get your foot out of your mouth and figure it out.
You show confidence in going barefoot, others will do it too. They're just looking for someone else to show them the way.
I mean, this is definitely like one of those, sexual harassment versus, flirting or whatever kind of things, where it's like, let's be real, if you're like an attractive guy or an attractive woman, you can probably get away with that. And there is even like a double standard of like, even if you're like kind of a, not so attractive woman, I feel like you'd still, it wouldn't be. But if you look like George Costanza or Carl from fucking Aqua Teen, and you're out there and you're just like, or like this guy, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be some people who want you to put your shoes on. I have a feeling that that's not going to be the most agreeable thing for everybody. Yeah, barefoot is legal. That's a little bit of them. I'm going to save this channel because I want to come back to this. This is a good channel, but I want to move along. Thank you for putting that in my radar here. Let's see. I'm looking for priority ones here on the list. Priority here. Absolutely terrifying, slightly racist Veggie Tales knockoff made by musicians, not animators. Oh, and there's another link there. Okay. Well, okay. This is a priority, apparently. Oh, it's the Dorbies thing, I guess. I see. Right. Because someone put... because that was on the guy's top 20 worst shows or whatever. I think Dorbies was on there. That sounds familiar. And in fact, someone else super chatted, I think. Yeah, $5 from Jafer. Patty the Pelican review and the Dorbies review are both reviews done by Mr. Enter. You've stumbled upon a Mr. Enter stooge. Don't ask me how I know this. So, I mean, like, I guess Mr. Enter also watched this. I don't know if I... oh boy. Why don't they... Okay, not today, but another time. Thank you for suggesting. We'll get to this, but we'll do a whole animated insanity stream. We'll lose our insanity watching, like, animations and stuff like that. That sounds fun. I'll save this, but not right now. It's 38 minutes too, so it'll be a little long. Let's see. Ominous title here. What's the ominous title? Oh, I think if this is the one no. Ominous title and description. Because, and frankly, first frame, because there's probably nothing to be scared of. You'll be fine, at least I hope you will. If playback doesn't begin shortly, start... Yeah, he's... This is a 21-year-old. And he looks like... maybe like Chris Griffin a little bit. I don't know.
Hello, everyone. This
Michael
is Jenny Fox
Rappaport.
with Peanut Player 2003. So starting tomorrow, I think YouTube is going to start taking down community posts that tend to violate the community guidelines. So, if you see my community post about it, I'm kind of a little bit scared.
Yeah, Jenny Foxworth, the Piano Player 2003. That's the name. You're right. Yeah, it's always names like this. It has to be names like this.
But I'm sure my channel is not in danger at all because I'm usually careful about what I post on the internet. Ish. You know, on Monday I was originally going to plan to make a video like this, but I got pretty busy. So anyways, there's a problem I have going on.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the whole community post removal is a problem, but I don't see that as a problem, in my opinion.
There's probably... Oh, that's what it's probably not... Oh, man. Yeah, there is probably nothing to be scared of, I would say. Mostly it's just the title being ominous. He's just talking about community posts. I didn't even know that was happening. People really get up in arms sometimes about, like, things where it's like, this is probably not going to be a huge deal. You know, what was the other one? It was like, they're going to deactivate inactive channels, you know, on December whatever, 2020 whatever, and nothing really came of it, I don't think. I remember being one of the people freaking out about Kappa. Oh my god, it's going to be used to come after me because I have a bear avatar. It's a cartoon. A lot of people really thought that was going to happen. Well, there's one that I would really like to get to, and I don't know. Yes. Yes, indeed. It is on the list. Someone was found yesterday that is somewhat in relation to what we were just looking at yesterday. The, you know, trans rights and all that are going to be back. We're going to be invoking trans rights again, everybody, because we've got a document here. I've got a document here. How much of this can I show? I think it's been... Okay, it's been censored where necessary. Wow, there's a lot here. Damn. This is... Okay, this is impromptu just become like an exposed video about this guy. This is quite something. Because I saw a couple of the videos that were being posted yesterday, and it looked kind of interesting. But then, yeah, there's a 12-page document here. And to be fair, it is moderately spaced out, so it's not that long, but there's a good amount of it. We got a doc. We got a new doc. New doc just dropped. So this is about the Dick Girl Nationalist, aka Fuda-loving Cockmaster, aka Autistic Chaser. Dick Girl Nationalist is an autistic diagnosed vegan chaser of trans women and troll on YouTube who insists they're trolling while the only person they're doing anything to is troll himself and his mother. He got onto the scene back in 2019 to 2020, but got banned sometime in 2022, during which time most of his great stuff was banned. His autism is not severe. He is well enough to organize a plane flight on his own, as we will see. He's just a massive coomer. In one early stream, he read out a Futa NTR text block and approved of it, giving it 4 out of 5 Bernie Sanderses. Ah, that's almost like a perfect 5 out of 7. You know, this page is censored. I guess he probably censored it because it's on his YouTube. Also, I did blackface and uploaded it there, is the caption here. I don't know what's going on in this video, but sure. That's him in the little corner there. That's him in the corner. Other penis and Fuda-related videos playlist from Dick Girl Nationalist. In another titled The Long-Term Effects of Being Denied Coochie by E-Girls, He gurned at the camera and drew a swastika on the walls of the bedroom of the house or apartment he shares with his mother, with some brown substance, smearing it on his chest as well. Ah, so he's trolling, I see. Ah. Epic troll. Yeah. I really love the people. This is, what is his name? It's, oh god, it was Dominic something. It was that guy who was like, he was stalking another YouTuber and he was like drooling all over the place. Dominic Schmidt, I think it was. He was like drooling all over the place, and I mean, it was clear he just wanted attention. He made videos like that about me once I talked about him. It was clear he just wanted attention, and, you know, anyone could see that, and they were uncomfortable enough that they did not give him much attention. So it's a little bit like that. It's someone who's, like, really obviously trolling, you know? It's so obvious that they're not really trolling anyone. It's just confusing and sad, I guess. Yeah, the long-term effects of being denied coochie by e-girls from anti-CP retard here. Thanks to Pass for making the document. Here we have this cool video. Oh, this is the... I see. So we got broken links to some videos, if only for the titles. I'm not seeing the swastika. I'm not seeing the swastika here, but I am seeing him and his appearance. You can see that. I mean, you know, he has the physique of a dick girl nationalist, I would say. I mean, if you asked me, like, I guess this is the swastika, I guess. But, you know, if you asked me, it kind of just looks like a man running with his head on fire. I don't know. If you asked me, like, what type of guy this was, and you showed me just this image, I would assume it was a dick girl nationalist. So that's fitting. Skin and bone. Gormless! That's right. Let's see here. So we got some video titles here. What do we got? Some of them maybe are gonna work, hopefully. Maybe some of them. So, some of the video titles. Ultimate semen-fueled Bitcoin technical analysis. Do not transact. And then it cuts off there. Why every man should take 9-inch futa cock. That one's also gone. 5 reasons why loli are better than 3D pig disgusting. 3D PD, which just means real human women. Classic 4chan terminology there, being fucking dug up from the grave. That's like 15-year-old terminology right there. In this one, if I remember correctly, he said lolis are pure and uncorrupted, unlike real women. 3D PD is apparently a weeb term for real women. That's right. 3D as in three-dimensional females, and PD as in pig disgusting. They are hideous, pig disgusting creatures. 3D PD. You don't want that. He's got my coming out video. This is the one where he came out as a chaser. We've got why topping is gayer than a sheenus penetrating your manhole. And then it says, nowadays, here's a greatest hits list, and we've got some links to real videos, it looks like. I mean, actual uploads we can watch now, as opposed to these videos that have been taken down. Greatest hits list includes, I flew to Los Angeles and hooked up with an intersex crossdresser in Hollywood. In this video, he describes asking his mom to drive him to the airport at 4 a.m. so he could fly to LA to get his ass reamed by a trans woman he'd met online. I tried to read it with a straight face. It wasn't going to happen. He had forgotten it was his mother's birthday. He also describes not booking a hotel room in advance, so he was homeless for about 24 hours, shaving and brushing his teeth in a restaurant to get ready for the meetup. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to watch that. I'll come back to the rest of this document, but we're gonna have to just watch that here. What is the video? Because there's another one here that Tibby linked. Is this the same video? Let me see here. Okay, this is a different video. Alright, you know what? Well, this one is from several months ago. I guess we'll do this other one first, because the other one
This one has 26,000 views, the one from 9 months ago, but then there's this one from a month ago that only has 400. And I guess the one from a month ago is the one that's the one that involves his mom and everything. But he's got some other videos here that are also going to be great. Let's see if I can show the thumbnail on this one. This looks good. This looks good. Can I get the thumbnail on it? Come on. Yeah. So this is the one we're going to watch next. But first we have to watch a different one here. This is what this guy looks like now. I mean, he looked all skin and bone in that one picture, but now he looks like... I think someone described him as having, like, Trails of Mana anime hair. I don't think it was Trails of Mana. But it was one of them. Trials? I think it was no, it's not Trials of Mana. Well, that is what it's called, but I don't think that was the game. It was some JRPG character who had, like, fucking wacky, insane hair. And I don't know if it looks a lot. It can look a little crazier than that. This is the one that we're going with first. He looks crazy. I mean, he looks like someone who would kill people. I'm not saying he has, but he just has that look where I'm like, if I saw him like on trial, it would be like, oh, this is a pretty fucking open and shut case. I don't know what happened. I don't have any of the details, but you can just tell. I don't know. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing him book a flight and get his butt blasted by an intersex crossdresser in Hollywood. Or hashtag trans rights.
But yeah, like, I don't know if I've said this on stream before. I know I've said this, like, in servers. But, like, the main thing that motivated me to do, like, content creation and, like, double down on it and stuff was literally, I just want money to, like, go on these flights. Like, basically, if I spend money on, like, almost nothing else, I can afford to go on a flight, like, once a month if I can get the girl to host. But if I also have to factor in hotels, you know, like, unironically, 3 days at a hotel, but if...
The Cuck She Farm. Cuck Lord the L. This is his cool Stardew game.
If I also have to factor in hotels, you know, like, unironically, 3 days at a hotel is more expensive than a flight. I've flown out 6 different times for trans women.
Gokunaru,
and,
really?
The second time I flew out, I got topped by a Venezuelan trans woman who lived in Canada. She was born in Canada, and she had a 7.5-inch penis, and it was uncircumcised. That was
that's awesome, pal.
That was based. And afterwards, I kind of just played Fallout.
So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm just struggling to... I guess, again, he thinks he's trolling, so... I don't know what I'm supposed to take from this as trolling. I mean, it just is just, like, this guy being a weirdo. I don't know if that's trolling, necessarily. Just somebody being, like, a weirdo. I mean, like, the only person you're really making a fool of here is yourself. So I'm not sure... You also misspelled tomorrow because you're a loser. So I'm not sure, like, what we're supposed to, like... If he's trolling, I guess I'm supposed to watch this video and I'm supposed to be like... I'm supposed to... What? I don't know what I'm supposed to think. It's so... Like, I mean, it's obvious he's both doing it for attention, but it's all tied in with this kind of, like... You know, this, like, autistic fascination with... whatever. There's layers to it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't know what I'm expected to feel other than, boy, this guy's a fucking wacko.
1 and 2, and I've flown out to Los Angeles, Hollywood twice because I just saw that there were like a lot of attractive trans women there on Tammy. And so the first time I flew out, I didn't even have a solid plan.
Just gravy, my buddy.
Right? I had, like, kind of, like, some plan to meet up with some chick, but I really felt like she was gonna flake. So I just decided, you know, I was really horny. Like, really horny. I hadn't been with anyone in, like, 4 months. And so, like, what I did was he
doesn't actually... So he just tells the story of all of this here? I mean, I would like to... Okay.
I just impulsively flew out there. Because I knew that there were a lot of attractive trans women who topped...
This is probably, like, not real.
Men who lived in...
Then he does have videos that are like this, so I mean...
In in Los Angeles for some reason. Los Angeles just had a ton of them. I didn't know it was like Hollywood, more specifically like West Hollywood. But yeah, I just flew out and I didn't even plan the trip. So the first time I flew out to Hollywood, I flew in at like the flight left at like 10:30. The plane landed at like almost.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care. He's managed to make being a girl nationalist boring. Let's watch this video.
I had my first sexual experience with another person when I was 28 years old, almost 2,000 miles away from home. And to get there, I ended up booking a flight on my mom's birthday and having her drive me to the airport.
I think this is the real video. This is the one we were supposed to watch.
At 4 a.m. But I didn't do...
Unless this is...
Mom's birthday.
Yeah, no, on the mom's birth, this is the one that was described. I think the wrong video was linked. This is gonna be good.
And having her drive
good
me...
aspect ratio on this, too.
...to the airport at 4 a.m. But I didn't do this intentionally. The cheapest date to fly out just happened to be on my mom's birthday, which I forgot, and I cheaped out so hard on the tickets that they would not have allowed me to reschedule the flight, even if I had wanted to. And I was understandably...
It's not that he looks like Onision so much. I mean, maybe a little bit. I think it's like the eyebrows a bit, and like the hair, when Onision's got the long hair, I guess. But it's like, he's got the Onision phenotype, you know? Where it's like, he doesn't technically look the same, but yeah. You know, he would be standing next to Onision in the rapist lineup, basically.
Very cheap, because at this point in time, Big Daddy Government was only giving me $741 a month in neat bucks. So I didn't want to more than double the amount of money I spent on the plane tickets by getting a new one, which would be more expensive. Because I wanted to make sure that I still had some money to spend and the ability to pay off whichever credit cards I used
look like DJ Orwell.
Once I arrived at my destination. I can still remember the car ride and how the defogger was not working properly. It broke a few days before I booked the flight, and we couldn't get it fixed before then. So my mom had to crack a window open to make sure that she could still see through the window. The trip was stressful for me and a lot of...
If there's no footage of this, then I'm inclined to believe it's all just fake. He's talking about his mom's birthday and everything. He's trying to troll. So, like, he would probably just load those elements into the story. If there's not... I expected footage of, like, his mom talking to him and stuff, and it would have been really... epic cringe, him telling his mom about how he wants to do all this sexual stuff. It doesn't look like that's necessarily gonna happen. It's just him talking, and that's it. I mean, maybe this is interesting, but I kind of want to move along. I'm inclined to be like, I don't give a shit, the guy's just looking for attention. It's a little bit funny how desperately he wants attention, and maybe this video is funny, but, like, there's not really any... I don't know, I hoped for some video proof of it, and that's not what I'm getting here. Let's see here. Yeah, we're continuing the document, though, because there is more. He also describes rural areas as icky, while saying that living in urban areas like LA and riding public transit is far better, even if they do smell like hobo urine. Well, he qualifies, as long as there's not a druggie screaming at you, mainly because of the amount of work you can get done while riding. He seems fascinated by the idea of editing porn on a train. He used to mention having a Pornhub account where he did blackface, but my buddy and I went on and found there was nothing there. He also had an Amazon wish list, but that was, if I remember right, just full of dildos and masturbatory. Hang on. Masturbatory AIDS. In this video, he described how he had been followed by a familiar face who blocked him after he posted pony porn. Oh, a familiar face, you say? Oh.
Did I mention that Keffels was following me on Twitter briefly and she unfollowed me? Oh my fucking god, I almost died.
Well, first of all, I'm amazed Keffels was following you. That's pretty based.
Oh shit,
Based.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, she was following me briefly, but then she saw me post the pony porn and she unfollowed me. It was funny because I had it spoilered, but...
Honestly, still base.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish Keffels would follow me.
Keffels draws the line at pony porn. Well, you know, a stopped clock is based twice a day.
Yeah, that would be pretty
Then I'd
good.
want to see what kind of shit I could get away with posting before she was like, alright, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to stop saying based now with stuff like this.
It's funny because it was like literally for 2 days or something, and then she was like, he just posted My Little Pony
Wait,
not safe for work. I've had enough of that, man.
Out?
No.
Oh.
No. Well, she just said something about it in her Discord.
So, oh, she even mentioned it in the Discord. That's funny. Well, maybe it was like, oh, there's using the power of horsecock is in the title. So maybe she assumed he was like a Vosh troll or something, you know, or it's possible it could have been like some kind of little girl. What is it, the Cutie Mark Crusaders or whatever, the little girl horses? It might have been something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe she just doesn't like pony porn, which again, I mean, she's got to be right on at least a few things, you know, statistically. That's right, the one and only psychomotor retardation afflicted bathtub cat hair infused HRT hormone dealer. I almost made it through the whole thing. Queen Keffels. That's right. McQueen. In this one, he talks about going to ADN, some adult festival, where he went up to a table with a 6'4" trans porn actress who had her penis sticking out of her pants. And above the table she was standing at who gave him a goodie bag containing her unworn panties. He claims to have not known she was trans until he saw the penis sticking out. The woman in question. Yeah, I mean, I guess she could have been like Cambodian. I don't know, it's unlikely. He also bought her girlfriend's used panties off her along with the ones in the goodie bag, which are mentioned in a later video. And, yeah, it's another, like, one of these, like, I met someone. In this video, we see those panties are being used for Bane posting while wearing a trans woman's panties on my head. Oh, wow. Foos, it's you.
The sissy hypnosis will bring Gotham's reckoning.
Amazing. Nobody cared who he was before he became a dick girl nationalist. In the video, he Bane posts something unintelligible while wearing the lady's greasy-looking panties on his head. In another video, this time on his OnlyFans, he had the couple post a comment. What? What? Oh, a comment. Oh, I see. In another video, this time on his OnlyFans, he had the couple post a comment on a video. The porn star is called Callie Fauna, and he gets the ooh-woo eyes while talking about her comment. A trans woman that I masturbate to commented on my OnlyFans video. And I mean, we don't need to watch the video, but that's a video. Final page here. He mentions that he might jerk off onto her panties and then wear them on his head in a Pornhub video. I do not know if that happened because as much as I love content, I'm not watching that. He seems to get a better idea and says that if you know about his lore, you'd know of his belief that semen has aromatherapeutic benefits when a man, his words, not mine, ejaculates on them that a woman's secretions do not. And so he apparently paid either $115 or $1.15 for them to ejaculate on the panties, but had not received them back. He does not specify which amount exactly. This did not go well for her, and it's a YouTube video. It's a video from him, and it has a Tucker Carlson is in the first frame of it, but also it has one of those little YouTube like context things where, like, you know, it links you to a Wikipedia article or whatever. And the context one here is conversion therapy, and it's stop being mean to the women that I masturbate to. And I mean, you can see like insane SJW T-girl chaser eats soy for 10 minutes. Like, he barely cracked 700 on that one in 11 months. So, it's always sad to see the people like this where the troll isn't working for them, and they're like putting themselves out there, but it's not really happening. Stop being mean to the women I don't really want to watch more from this guy. He's a little boring, but the actual lore surrounding him is kind of funny. At this point, the best thing to do would be your retard review and check around his channel if you're still interested. Enjoy. Well, that's the end of the document, and yeah, I mean, there are some things here that look interesting. There's some things that might be entertaining. Playing Mega Man Battle Net. Look at these thumbnails. This is good. I mean, he's got his thumbnail game on porn. Is what I just said. That's good. He's got his thumbnail game on point. He's got a Mega Man Jewish penis trans circumcised. And I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, like, this isn't... I think the problem is I'm numb to this sort of thing because I've looked at... This reminds me of, like, Goon Clown, but without the overt sexual nature of Goon Clown. This is like when Giggly Goon Clown wasn't just being, like, a degenerate. I mean, there is the overt sexual with, like, the Pornhub and everything. I guess we just aren't looking at that. So I guess it is more like Goon Clown even than we feel like it is, potentially, but yeah, I mean, it just reminds me of this kind of like gooner degenerate, haha, it's so funny that I'm like a giant piece of shit, yeah, I mean, trans erotica, I met Shiri, okay, and it's all just funny memes, I guess. Fuda-loving cockmaster's ultimate guide to chasing trans women respectfully. How to get topped. Bend over! You get videos like this. I'm sure it's a great channel. But I think that's fine. I'll save this guy for another time, I think. And I'll look at some more of him maybe, because some of these video titles are promising. But I don't. We can move along from him for now. Thank you for Pass for putting together the content about Dick Girl Nationalist. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tivy, for putting him on the list. Let's see here. And then these ones are things we've... Okay, I've looked at all those. Alright. Okay. So I'm looking for more that say priority here. In the list. An animated adaptation of Harry Potter. Okay, priority, but I'm not doing animated stuff now. That sounds good for whenever we do that stream. Upset Brony Rant Sona. Somebody says this one is marked as what? Man, this guy was funny. Why did he have to be a sex offender? Which one? Oh, I don't know who this guy is. Zebra Corner, apparently, is a sex offender? I have no idea who this is. Well, I guess he's a sex offender. Alright. Sure. That's a shame. Insane Let's Play. Synthetic Man says some wacky shit on Futa. Toy House accused of falsely accusing someone of supporting zoos. Well, that sounds annoying. Strange person in a morph suit. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got this here. This was a whole thing. I mean, this is a whole thing, though. This might be better to do as its own thing. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, Tivy, the one that's about Ruben Sim, the document or whatever, the PDF, that's not available anymore, so that link is dead. You're gonna want to re-link that. I don't think we'll do that today, but there's like a whole document shitting on some guy who I've vaguely heard of. I guess he trolls people on Roblox, and he, like, from what I understand, he, like, reports people that are, like, sex predators on Roblox, so he sounds like a pretty net positive type of individual, but I guess his fans are mean on Twitter, so people are canceling him. Yeah, not today, but another time.
You can find figure out where to get that. I don't know. Just post it again. I guess I could probably find it. But we'll do that. We'll save that for Funny Allegation Day, whenever that is. My furry employee at a toy company gooned to death. What? Okay. Sonic OC slideshow. Straight up angry gamer. Oh. I could go for some angry gamer. It's not a priority though. Okay, here's a priority. Oh, this sounds good. Oh, this sounds good. And there's a time code on this. I don't know if we're really supposed to jump that far into the video here. No, I think, well, I'm going to go to the start at least. We'll see if we need to jump forward. Here's an interesting video that is marked as Dead 6 level rant on a French superhero cartoon character priority. And,
Marinette is the worst female MC in existence! Video essay/rant!
So apparently, and it's an hour long, and there's a segment, did I always hate her? No, modern Marinette Griffin is fine. Is bad. The old one was good. The old one was good. The new one is bad though. That's what we need to remember. So hopefully this one is good. This one was a priority. Oh yeah, this is from MG here. That's who made this. Might be a new character in the Dead 6 cinematic universe. I don't know. Let's see.
Greetings, my victims. It's Rexigori, MG for short. And
oh god, that's an annoying voice. This is gonna be hard to sit through. Points could have been won if it was just somebody talking normally. Like that Gaming Magic guy, I think is his name, the one who did the Toy Story video. He has like a slightly annoying voice. Like he has a bit of a nerd emoji voice, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. This is this is bad.
hot damn, has it been hectic since my last video essay. My video essay took me from low tier to honestly close to high tier. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, he just called us his victims. That's not a funny thing to say. But, jokes are jokes. It's all fine. But man, I'm in a bad place after that pedo video, man. I don't think it's funny to say, hey, my victims. Don't do that. I don't know about that.
38,000 views on that video essay alone. Just wow. And I went from a measly 97 victims to a whopping 306. It's probably hard to write the script right now. I did repay the favor for the sneak peeks in this video, but I gotta say it again. Thank you all so much for this massive wave of love and support. I will forever be grateful for the love I received in that video alone.
Oh my god, slow down. You don't have to race through your... Am I on, like, super speed?
For any victim who subscribed, I'm gonna make sure you don't regret clicking that button. Seriously.
No, this is just how he talks.
Thank you. Now, we all know what this video is about. Marinette Dupan Chang. In my opinion, the worst female MC of all time. Worse than Velma, worse than She-Hulk.
Worse than Modern Family Guy!
Worst. You can show me any bad female MC, and I will go, show her mercy, bro. This is way worse. Now, for those who saw my...
Okay, I mean, like, so far it's not, like, livid insanity. It's not like Dogs Eating Dog 6, where it felt like he had, like, a mental fucking problem, where he has, like, he has genuine rage for Family Guy or whatever. It's not at that point yet, but we are early.
Content, you start to see why I don't like Marinette very much. Yet in this video, I want to go more in depth on why I dislike her with a burning passion. So let's avoid another 5-minute intro and dive right into it. For those who remember, Marinette is a 14-year-old, half French, half Chinese, half Italian, check out for yourself it's true, teenager. She is the daughter of Thomas Ashrick and Sabine. Wait, my bad. Tom and Sabine, not sure why I said that. And that she attends high school right next door and she is Ladybug. But there is more to her.
This is like I would watch a video about this if it was a video that was... You could get someone like me to watch a video about
this, unironically, not in a stream like this, but just, oh, what makes this character so bad? I don't know much about this show. Maybe this video will tell me. But, like, I don't know anything about this, and this is very much, it seems, I mean, he's kind of explaining it, but it really doesn't feel like it's much of an explanation. It's going very, it's coupled with how fast he talks and, like, slurs his fucking words together. I'm very confused about what this is at this point.
She also is, buckle up now, a class representative for her class, babysits the daughter of a Paris news reporter, has been approved by various celebrities such as Gabriel Gress, Audrey Bourgeois, and Jagged Stone, made clothes for Jagged, designed his album cover, has a ladder bed, and
it's paying lip service to the idea that someone would watch this who's never watched this show before. But, like, being that person myself, and someone who would potentially be open to a video like this if it was done right, I don't think this was done right. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, because he is giving us the information. It's not like it's not there. It's just, he's just like fucking he's waterboarding me with, like, details, like Wikipedia details about this character, and it's not gonna stick. It's like, I'm not gonna remember this.
a balcony! With that said, we would get one of the show's most beat lines of all time.
Just a normal girl with a normal life.
Bull fucking shit! Even if you take away the class rep stuff and the celebrity stuff, she has a ladder bed and balcony! A nice one even! Me? Hell no! Normal life, my Marinette. Anyway,
I really like that his, like, rant sona is just words. This is really low effort. I mean, it might as well have just been the black screen at this point. Like, this is weird. There's no effort put in at all here. You could have, you don't even need to have, like, an animated PNG tuber. You don't need to go on camera, but I don't know, at least have, like, a character or something. At least do the thing, like, you know, like, I don't know, Dream Jelly or something, where you, like, you know, you've just got your little, or I guess me, you know, I guess I'm technically like a PNG tuber, but I don't really rotate the fucking pictures that much. Usually it's just the well, currently I'm in my angry arc. Currently I'm in my, like, well, no, that's not true. Up there right now, I look like I'm, you know, I'm chilling. But then here is where I get upset. Things go off the rails here. When I go back to the browser, things, you know, I get upset. I get a little annoyed. But, you know, back here, everything's fine. No, I don't know. I very low effort.
Did I always hate Marinette? Miraculously, no pun intended, I did not. Was it because I was a fanboy of the show? Yes. But unlike Astric, I matured. And now look at me. I'm such a poor and bill-related stuff. However, based on the show's storyline, I wouldn't hate Marinette still from the start. She had her issues, but it was at least tame to me. And she wasn't unlikable in every episode. It probably helps that her voice actress, Christina V, plays her so well. Off-topic discussion quickly. Christina V is the only positive thing I'll say to Marinette even to this day. Marinette's character sucks so much, yet V puts effort into her performance as this outrage.
I mean, like, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna watch. Where does the rage start? I need him to get mad. I need him to get upset. Marinette's downfall. Let's just jump here. What happened? Where did she go wrong?
Character. Seasons 3, 4, and 5. Holy fecal. The gateway to hell.
Holy fecal? Was that what that joke was? That's funny.
Has opened, my victims. It's here where Marinette went from a likable klutz to a psychotic stalker. Somehow, this girl right here transformed to this monstrosity. Like, seriously, who approved of this? Who believed it was a good idea to have Marinette act like this? I seriously have no idea, and I hate it so much. Not saying
I also don't know what he's saying, but if we slow the video down,
I hate what they did to Marinette. I hate
it only makes this video, it's gonna make it longer, and no one needs that. You're just gonna have to get with the fucking picture. He talks like, just imagine it's Germa, you know, and it'll be fine.
This simply because, why? Why do they think this would be okay? I have no clue why this happened. Actually, I do. From what I know, Astric left his writing team to work on season 3 and 4 alone. When he came back, he hated what season 2 did. Because apparently, this thing stuff is adorable, and Mary being a likable klutz is cringe. I may be wrong, but
I don't know what you're saying.
my best guess. This is where most people will begin to either hate Marinette or see her as a bad person. And after further research, it's safe to say each season can serve as a season for one of her bad Mary traits. Season 3 is her most stalker season yet. Season 4 is her most season yet.
This really is. I mean, it's not as funny. It's not like as funny as the Dogs Eating Dogs 6 videos for sure, but it is on the same level. This feels like it comes from the same place. Someone who's just way too attached to a show that they have this like weird bitter love-hate relationship with, where it's like any normal person would just be like, okay, so stop watching it then, I guess. And I mean, you know, there's some place for criticism, but like where it seems like they're just so angry, it doesn't feel like it's just like someone being like, boy, this show fell off. These are my thoughts about it. It's like, okay, this seems like this is causing you distress. You know, maybe not as much, not as in as funny of a way, but you can tell that this means a lot to him. You know, I mean, it's okay for a piece of media to mean a lot to you, but maybe not this much. I don't know.
And season 5 is easily her being a Mary Sue. By the way, yes, Mary's Mary Sue 100% other than the fact that her name has Mary in it. It's slightly shown in past seasons, but season 5 made her the ultimate Mary Sue of Miraculous Ladybug. Before we get into it, I do want to talk about how Mary...
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that makes her bad, she's like a Mary Sue. I guess in season 3, she's a stalker. You know, maybe she is bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's like accepted in the community that she sucks, but like it's not really driving home why at this point. I mean, so far.
Marinette faces 0 consequences. Even in season 1, she suffered 0 consequences for her crimes. In Copycat, she stole Adrian's phone and ends up going to the movies with him. In Roger Cop, she says no one checked Adrian's bag, but everyone else has to be checked. And she doesn't even get punished for that as well. And finally, in Mime, after stealing Alia's phone to
I really thought this show, like, I knew this show was, like, popular. I assumed it would look better. This is garbage. This looks like, here in Canada, they have a channel, I think it's just in Ontario, they have a channel called TVO, which plays, like, kids stuff. And most of this kids stuff, it doesn't play it all day, but, like, half the day it's, like, TVO Kids. Every day until like 2 in the afternoon they play a bunch of fucking, and it's mostly like these 3D animated kids shows that are like just cheaply made garbage from China, and they just look like really crap. And I assumed this had better production value than that, but this does not look very good.
Record a video, she admits what happened to Alia. Okay, cool. But where are the consequences?
Yeah,
none.
animation.
None
like,
at all. Granted, this one isn't.
This character.
Okay, cool. But where are the consequences? No.
This character looks like Lily's Garden. Like this looks specifically like the girl from Lily's Garden. Lily, I think was her name. I'm not sure. This looks like her.
None. None at all. Granted, this one isn't all bad because she did admit to her crimes and how she sucks. But still, I would be pissed if someone stole my phone. Back off. Having a character suffer consequences for their wrongdoings works great to make them grow as characters, and a way to display emotions to your audience. One of the best examples of this is in the 10th episode of Season 2 of The Owl House, Yesterday's Lie. In this
I thought for a second that was going to be the Velma show for some reason, and I got this whole fantasy in my head that he was about to, like, simp for Velma. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. It's just that other show everyone always simps for.
Episode, Luce managed to build a test portal door to see her mom. After she destroyed the portal door...
Okay, I need to jump around. Does this get, like, angrier? Does he become angry? Come on, yell at me. Shout at me in a Bowser Jr. down-pitched voice with multi-track vocals. Come on. Make it happen.
Check it twice even. Stormyware 2.0. A pointless episode.
Oh my god, learn to speak.
Fine. Call me Buster. Fine as well, yet she did say this to Cat. By the way she said it, it sounded like she believes they are made for each other because of their recklessness and stupidity. Well then, if they are that reckless and stupid, Marinette, how come Adrian Plagg have better chemistry than you and Tiki?
Like, did you need to make this a YouTube video? I guess it had to be. Like, you couldn't just, I don't know, like, put out a tweet thread about this? I guess it wouldn't, like, make you get money. It's just like, it's like not everybody needs to be a YouTuber. Not everyone, maybe you could write a script for someone else to do the talking, you know? Like, maybe your writing is fine, maybe your opinions are fine, but this is like, it's borderline unlistenable, and it's not your fault for like existing, but like just not everybody can be good at everything, but everybody's good at something. My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Explain that, you Feast. Sin for Adrian, but with fun regardless. Reflectal. Aside from somehow mastering Plague's powers, what Adrian did, Mary Sue buys my victims. She has the audacity
I can't understand most of what he's saying. Like, I heard the word Mary Sue. It's like when I'm listening to something in Japanese and I'm like, oh, I heard street. I know the word. They said something about a street. I know that one.
Abuse him by hitting him over the head with his staff. After Mr. Bug had problems, keyword problems, using his powers. Some might say it's meant to be funny, or he's not offended. If you think this is funny, then I see. By that logic, I can take a metal bat, bash you over the head, possibly break your skull, and leave you permanently brain damaged. Possibly. Yeah, it's a joke, so you shouldn't be upset. And if you are upset or offended, then way to reveal your two-faced side, you goofy goober. And
goofy goober. He's calling a lot of people that. Alright, well, I'm not watching the whole thing. I'm sure it's... I don't know if there's more parts that are funny. Maybe. Okay, you know what? Actually, I will jump ahead because so this is season 3. It's called Stalker Net. That's not what it's really called, but that's what he's subtitled it. Season 4, he calls Abuser Net. And then in season 5, he calls it well, I'll just show you.
End.
Mary fucking Sue. With 3 exclamation marks and all caps. So it's possible if he's gonna be super angry and livid, it's gonna be this part. Season 5!
I got 2 or 3 requests to talk about Season 5 by some people on my last video. I will confirm that, yes, Season 5 will get its own video and why it sucks. Unlike Season 4, where I had to talk about it for the plot. But this season is such a mess, it deserves its own video. And speaking of Season 5, in my opinion, it's Mary's worst season of all time. For the stalking.
I mean, I know that some adults watch this show. It's not as kiddie as, like, a Paw Patrol. But it is still... And I mean, you know, it's so easy to do the... You know, it's just a kid's show. Haha. And, like, I mean, like... Yeah, he is going too far. There's a place for criticism of something that's meant for kids. That doesn't mean it's like, you know, you can't call the Mario movie a pile of shit. But yeah, this type of, I mean, this like 40 minutes into a rant about a cartoon character, it is very weird. I mean, it's not even like, you say that, like, let's just say that to someone, right? And like, you gotta always remember that, like, the things we look at are just, we're all poisoned by the internet here, but if you just take this to someone and describe it to them, and you go like, yeah, they're 40 minutes into their rant about a cartoon character, they're gonna sound insane. There's not really a lot of context you can give to make that sound less crazy, you know, and the fact that it continues for like another 20 minutes. And I mean, and the fact even further that it's edited, which means that it was probably longer and he trimmed it down. So how long in his life has he sat there just screaming about how this cartoon character is a Mary Sue? I don't know, again, it's like you could write a review of it on like Letterboxd or something, you know, and like put out your thoughts there. But this is kind of strange.
No. For the abuse? Don't think so. Was that a reference to your favorite horror movie of all time, Scream? You bet your it was. Jokes aside, Marinette is absolutely god-awful here because of 3 things. The countless amounts of defense she gets from her dad, being a Mary Sue, and of course, the Season 5 final. But this part is all about Marinette and how much she's a perfectionist goober. Now, there are many definitions to what makes a Mary Sue a Mary Sue. So I better tell you what I think makes a Mary Sue. To do so, I'll be using the definition Cyrus the Great mentioned in his Barbie video, because it feels the most...
Who in his what video? Slow down! Yesterday, Junior! Fucking hell!
Appropriate compared to the other definitions.
Because I'm about to explain to you the truest meaning of Mary Sue. Right here, right now. Here we go. In my Adrian video, I stated that a Mary Sue or a...
Who is this loser now? Jesus Christ. Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures. How to make a... So this is another user? Hang on. There's just a person named Barbie Okay, no, but that's the name of the show, I guess. I guess. Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures. How to make a good kids show. Alright. Right, it's from Cyrus the Great. I could have gone back and found that. Is this another? This one seems less insane. At least the channel, but immediately looks... Never mind. He has reviews from 3 years ago where he had a Plotagon character reviewing Disney princess movies. Hang on.
Care about this film?
He does use his real voice, but he has a Plotagon character in the thumbnail. Okay, and then he actually shows up on screen at the end, too. And he looks like Ian Miles Chong as a child. Alright, well, Cyrus the Great is also making YouTube videos, but this is one of his, I guess.
Stu is a character type that is extremely perfect and completely lacks flaws. That video was made way before I studied the deeper meaning of Mary Sue, and not just the most basic meaning. Yes, this meaning of Mary Sue is correct, but it isn't 100% correct. A Mary Sue can have flaws and weaknesses. They can suck at something or a lot of things in their life. They can have the urge to fix their mistakes. They can be anything for all I care. A Mary Sue can even have character development. But you want to know what makes a Mary Sue a Mary Sue? A Mary Sue is a type of character that forcefully and unrealistically warps the world around her for the sake of looking good to the audience in a very forceful and unnatural way.
Alright, well, I mean, I guess this is fine, I guess. But it's, you know, this is also seemingly someone who pays way too much attention to, like, cartoons. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm watching this. I'm like, the cartoon looks like mobile game ads. Why are you paying it so much attention? I'm sure it's fine. It's probably fine, but, like, it's not like it's even, you know, something that looks like it's super high art for kids or something. You know, like, I don't know, one of the Spider-Verse movies or something. Like, you can pay a lot of attention to that and how they're made. They're kind of made for kids or kid friendly, you know, and those are really good movies, so like it makes sense. But then you get something like this and it just looks like it kind of looks like trash. Like, yeah, I believe that the writing is probably not amazing, you know. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. It's like, you know, I watched the Flash show for like fucking 4 years, so, you know, who am I to say fucking boo? But, you know,
the character look good to the viewers. That character is a Mary Sue.
That's the definition I'll be using for this Mary Sue right here. Now, I actually don't want...
It's sad that guy was... Oh, there's a good pause frame. It's sad that guy was so much better spoken than the guy we're mainly listening to in this video. That guy also seemed like he had trouble stringing together words, but then we cut back to this dude and he's fucking marathoning to the finish line.
I want to go over every episode to clear out the stalking and abuse because I want to save that juicy stuff for my Season 5 video. However, it's still needed for this video, so allow me to speedrun very carefully.
Yeah, I mean, by that definition that's being given here, too, I mean, Mary Sues are just kind of a lot of protagonists, like any protagonist who has, like, plot armor and, like, any kind of convenience that happens in a story is ultimately happening to probably, you know, precede the character along their path or something. So I mean, like, by that definition, like Luke Skywalker is a Mary Sue. Then I don't know if that's a great definition necessarily.
In relation, she got mad at Kat because it didn't feel right. In Perfection, she completely ignored Kagami saying she's making friends and made it all about her love for Adrian. Emotion, we already talked about that. And Pretension, also already talked about that. Now, when it comes to the Mary Sue moments and stuff...
Why is she doing like a seal clap?
Pretension, also already talked about that. Now, when it comes to Mary Sue moments and stuff, we did get a few
That fucking clap. They couldn't make her clap like a human? What is this shit?
in the past, but this
Why does
section
this look like a fucking Sonic Finger Family video?
is all about
This
season
shit looks like Skibbity Toilet. What the fuck is this?
5, baby. And based on my research, I came to the conclusion that there are 9 Mary Sue moments in season 5 alone. 9. Normally for me, if someone had a max of 3 Mary Sue moments, then I wouldn't call them Mary Sue, because it was only a short amount and can be passed off as a one-time thing. But 9? Yeah, Mary Sue. To start off, we have Illusion. I was debating whether this would be a Mary Sue moment or not. If you believe this one isn't one and feels a bit unfair,
yeah, you made nine rant videos about Mary Sue. You're only allowed to make 8. 9 is going over the line.
feel free to let me know in the comments below. So in Illusion, we see Wayham, an Adrian fanboy, be really obsessed with Adrian like all the others. Now Wayham was like that, but we saw in Gorizilla and Party Crasher, the dude was low-key chill with Adrian. So
see, like, I'm just thinking about this, like, you know, people joke about LS Mark, like this is the type of video he'd make. But like, usually LS Mark, what makes something like that different? It's like, he'll be talking about shows that, I don't know, at least like more... I don't know. Well, for one thing, he's I mean, obviously better. He's better at speaking. I mean, I guess he's Irish, so maybe not that much better, but he's better at speaking. And you know, the videos are edited better and stuff, and they're not as annoying, but like, you know, someone, just him as an example, like your typical cartoon reviewer person, it just doesn't seem as like, I don't know, like if you're talking about like The Simpsons or something, you know, or even Family Guy or Fairly Odd Parents, like these are all, I don't know, I guess this show is like a real show. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. It's been around for a while, but it's just like, there's just some element of this where he's talking about like, in this episode when he said this, it's like, this isn't like Star Trek, dude. I'm sorry, nobody knows. Like, it's a little bit much to expect that people are gonna know all of that. I guess it's just for the fans, but it's also, I don't know, ostensibly the idea is that people would watch this who don't know the show, right? He has a whole thing at the beginning explaining the character and stuff, so if it's me, I'm going into this and like, I don't know, it just feels very different. There's more of a prestige to something like if you start name-dropping specific Simpsons episodes. But then I guess what it reminds me of when you get a part like this.
See Wayham, an Adrian fanboy, be really obsessed with Adrian like all the others. Now Wayham was like that, but we saw in Gorizilla and Party Crasher, the dude was low-key chill with Adrian.
Yeah, back in Party Crasher and the other one, yeah, those episodes that I saw. It reminds me of the part in the Dead 6 Family Guy video where he just starts naming a bunch of modern Family Guy episodes that are good. And it's just like this shotgun of like 5 or 6 episode names and like, whoa, slow down. I'm never gonna remember these. I don't know these by name. Like, these are not, oh, that classic. You know, that's not happening. If this was like Marge versus the Monorail or something, like everybody, that's like a touchstone that a lot of people can at least can know what you're talking about, but he's just like this random shit.
More as a fan friend for Adrian rather than a crazy fan. Like the girl he wants to who try to him. But here, he's back to square one. First off, proves my point that the writers are allergic to character development. Second off,
well, that's one thing I've heard about with this show is that they bait this fucking like romance for several years and nothing happens with it, which, I mean, a lot of shows do that. A lot of bad fiction that's just like meant to string along an audience for a while just does that, and then, you know, eventually maybe it wraps up really unsatisfactorily, like How I Met Your Mother or something. You know, they're just like, it's like selling you on a concept of a never-ending chase, and then it's like the whole thing where Spider-Man can never grow up. Like, Spider-Man just unfortunately sucks. I love Spider-Man, but Spider-Man sucks because the editors won't allow Spider-Man to just develop and have a fucking personality. So he has to just be like this awkward, like, he's like 40 now and he's still just this like unemployed dude who bums around various fucking, hey Jonah, can I work here again? I got nothing else going on. Aunt May's still alive, I guess.
Just let the fucking guy have a wife and kids. What are we fucking doing? Let these two have a relationship. Can't the story go anywhere from there? It's lazy writing. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's fair to criticize that, I guess, where it's like, you make season 1 that part, and then season 2, you can, like, have them be together, and then they, like, have trouble in their romance, and maybe they split up, and whatever, you can do stuff with it, but this stupid will they, won't they shit for, like, 5 years, this is what, the only thing I know about this show is that the romance really pisses people off, because it's that kind of shit, which I think a lot of manga do that, too, and anime. Like, I guess the classic would be what? Like, Inuyasha and Kagome or something. It's just like fucking 5 years of just get to it. We know what's gonna happen. We know the ending of this stupid fucking show. Just get to it. Fuck you.
For me, this feels like the way to show, way insane. More insane than Marinette over here. The show purposely reset him so we can believe Marinette is sane. Which is bull because in the next episode, they try to cover up
Well, I'm talking specifically about, like, mainline 616 Spider-Man, like the one that's been in continuity since the 60s, that Spider-Man. Like, there's a lot of other versions who have had wives and families and stuff, but the specific version in Marvel Comics that has gone through, like, one more day and everything, where it's like he's still just, like, this kind of... I don't know exactly what he's going through now, but generally the status quo is that Marvel's, like, editorial people are terrified that if Spider-Man stops being a fucking, like, teenage kid, 25-year-old superhero or whatever the fuck, that, like, all of the children are gonna stop reading Spider-Man, and it's like, we have Miles Morales now, just let Peter fucking, like, fuck off. Let him do his own fucking thing, it's fine, you know? It's fine. I don't know, maybe they're finally letting that happen, I don't know, but for the longest time, that was the complaint. For a lot of Spider-Man people. So I guess it's probably a similar thing to this. Like, it's just lazy. You can't think of anywhere to take the character other than this, like, eternally unending status quo.
Most creepy act to date. I see it as a Mary Sue moment, my victims, but again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. Mary Sue. Next up, deflagration.
Did they kill Peter Parker? I mean, I haven't read Spider-Man in a while, so... or any of those in a while. Okay, that's this video. Marinette is Mary Sue. She sucks. She's garbage. It kind of seems like the show.
As though that according...
It's like... It's also something, too, where it's like, you could just make the video be the show itself is poorly written, because it probably is, right? You know, you just make the video be that. Like, it seems like there's a lot of problems with the show. It doesn't look very good. God, here's another... Look at this fucking guy. Oh, God, this is disgusting. Okay, I don't know if this guy, like, fucks his... I don't know if this guy fucks his parents or anything, but this is a video that was just sidebar recommended to me, and it's another one of these fucking dudes with the round glasses and the mullet and the mustache. Why? Why is iDubbbz letting this happen? What the fuck? Why is this disgusting style becoming a thing? This is so hideous. This is so hideous. This, like, hick lib thing. Why? Why is that necessary? I mean, again, I'm sure this man is fine. I don't know this man. It's probably fine. It's just... Fucking shave your fucking face and get a better haircut, dude. You look like a fine individual. Also, don't wear those stupid fucking glasses. God, those glasses. The brain broken, like, current day California shit glasses. You don't want those. Let me see here. $5 from Mick Lovin 2169. Is this a weird way to get people to not wear shoes so he and others can look at feet or dirty feet? Seems like a weird way to justify a feet fetish. I mean, it basically seemed like that, yes. I'm definitely going to go back to the Barefoot channel at some point, because that guy had a funny voice and a good way of editing. He was good. $5 from Folger Kelly. I am grooming! It's okay, because they're trans! They'll cancel you with me! Hand in life... Is this like a song? I don't know if this is a song. Hand in life, ruinous hand, and will lie that we died, will lie that we both die. I don't know what's happening, but yes, unfortunately, a second trans has groomed the kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see. $2 from Autistic Wolf. Barefoot guy looks like if King Cobra and Sangi fused. Yeah, he was very... There's a little bit of a mix there, yeah. It's just general, like, you know, wispy 50-year-old, like, teacup guy, you know. You know, why'd you come down here without any shoes on? Well, what's going on here? What brought you here? Well, that'll do it for the stream. I've been going for a little bit, but we're gonna pull the brakes now. Gotta go eat some food and stuff. And you know, by the way, next video that I'm working on. If you missed the stream, there was a stream we did a little while ago. There was a fellow named Brian Mullins who had a video about why we should legalize child-related materials. And it's a really good follow-up to the last video. That's all I'll say. So if you missed that one, I don't know if it's going to be a whole heckin' valid fucking video with like a lot of editing, but it's at the very least that's going to be like a live clip that goes up. I started working on that and I was like, you know, I should probably finish the fucking girlcock.project, which is the name I had given to the Ezra video. It was girlcock.prproj. So I should probably go back to that at some point. You know, that seems like a good one to put up first. And I think it was. Hopefully... hopefully Ezra and the other people on that website don't try to take my video down and make me infamous. That would be terrible. Don't do that. You wouldn't want to do that and make me like a martyr and make you guys look really, really, really bad. So definitely don't do that. Definitely don't do that, because there's no other people that have it archived and definitely won't immediately put it up anywhere if it gets taken down. So that would be a bad idea. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching. And take it easy. I hope you have a good one. Penis. Remember, don't touch kids. It's no good touching kids. It's no good touching kids. Or dogs. Don't even pet them. Frankly, the dogs have had it too good for too long. It's enough. It's enough with the pets in general. You know, the cats. You know what? Get a fucking porcupine. They need more love. You know, get a fish. When's the last time you hugged your fish? Oh, I'm gonna go pet my fucking cat. Why don't you go hug